Bro,
That's
once
crazy.
I came with long hair in my school, my foyer coordinator, she fucking got scissors and she cut my fucking hair in front of everyone in the foyer assembly. Roast Dev Raiyani here. I want to see the worst fucking thing you've said.
Like there's thousands of people who are not trying. So just it doesn't matter how it's impacting. What matters is कि तूने try तो किया. You're failing forward. You're not failing backwards.
Exactly.
You're not trying is failing backwards. Yeah. Guys, welcome back to the Podstarz, where we have the biggest headphones, we have the biggest microphones, but we have the smallest penises. Today, we have a very, very, very special guest. Please welcome Mr. Dev Raiyani. Dev, अब वापस आ जाओ, बीच वाले कैमरा में कुछ नहीं हो रहा. This is the first time Dev has ever been to Delhi.
That is true. First time ever.
अबे बीच वाले कैमरा में कुछ नहीं
मैं
हो रहा.
आया था. मैं आया था एक दिन के लिए.
For a stopover.
For a robotics.
Stopover Delhi.
नहीं, for a robotics national championship.
Championship.
Wait, what year?
Robotics.
What year?
This is like 2060. Robotics.
2013.
That year is called
2013.
robotics.
हाँ भाई.
कहाँ पर?
पता नहीं भाई दिल्ली का. It was in a very shady place.
I was a robotics student
Bhai.
during 6.
You know Rahesh Saraf?
No.
Is he like the,
I've not spoken to him in 7 years.
Is he like the goat
He's a goat. Yeah.
in robotics?
He's literally a goat.
He's actually a goat.
What does he do? उसने क्या क्या बनाया हुआ है?
मुझे क्या पता मैं तो
भाई 12 साल 12
डिक्राइड कर रहा था भाई.
भाई मेरे पहले
डिक्राइड क्यों कर रहा था?
क्योंकि nationals bro resume में अच्छा दिख रहा है.
He won nationals.
He won. Nah, he didn't win.
What do you know what he's
Did
doing
we
now?
win? No, we didn't win.
Do you know what he's doing now? What college did he get into?
I think he's doing engineering. I don't know which.
बताओ.
Wait, your robotics actually helped you get into college?
No, not at all.
You the first 2 years in robotics and Shriram, they literally taught us the metal things you screw in together ना जो बच्चों को मिलता है.
क्या? Lego?
हाँ नहीं भाई वो metal ऐसे plates आती है, you screw it together और motor डाल के on करके remote control बन जाता है.
पहनचोद वो तो मैं बिना robotics के भी बना रहा था घर पे.
हाँ exactly, you don't need robotics.
Bro.
टॉयज असेंबल कर रहे थे.
हाँ exactly.
Lego.
That's pretty cool to do that for a national championship.
National champion.
Your
सबको भी national बनना दे.
your flights and everything were paid for?
इधर तक?
हाँ.
नहीं bro.
What?
भाई.
Nationals में
तो
तुम्हारे
बास्केटबॉल थोड़ी खेलने आ रहे हैं भाई.
तो टीम को स्कूल ला रही थी and you guys didn't pay नहीं किया फ्लाइट्स के लिए?
Oh then?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you think I was asking you if your flights were paid for
Bro,
right
we-
now? Why would they be paid for right
अभी
now?
लड़की के लिए आया मैं.
Bro, all our competition, all robotics competition, we had to pay ourselves to go.
Why?
Pay for ourselves to also get into the competition.
They were paid competitions.
Yeah, I had to pay. I remember I had to pay like $600-700.
Oh fuck.
That's not a lot of money.
That's too much. What are you talking about?
Huh? You didn't have to pay.
I don't remember. My mom paid.
He was just happy to be there.
They were like
I was
6
not happy to be there, bro. I hated robotics.
Oh, I love
भाई
robotics.
मैं 6 साल के लिए तबला किया. ठीक है?
And then?
Just for the resume.
Can you give us a beat on the
Okay. Do you, anyone?
Dun,
you all
dun,
know
dun,
Indian?
No,
Dun,
yeah,
dun,
something
dun, dun, dun,
that
dun,
makes
dun.
us feel like we're with Dev Raiyani. We're in.
Can you play?
You're in Dev Raiyani.
I know that tabla. That tabla you all are.
Can you play Lean On?
तबले पे.
I need somebody.
I need somebody. You don't भी नहीं बोल दिया.
The tabla made the effect, na?
Okay, some just whatever beat you're comfortable with.
धा दिन da भाई.
Okay, oh that's a classic.
And Molly does that.
Classic, bro.
That is a classic.
So you take your 3 fingers. I
Dig.
feel like I'm.
It is very dirty.
Dig. What do you mean dig?
Not take.
You take
Take.
your
Oh,
three
take. I thought you said dig your 3 fingers.
Take your
Anmol.
3 fingers.
It's my mic.
ठीक है. You do dha. Do it with me, Anmol.
Okay.
You do dha.
Can these guys? Oh, they can't see my hands right now. Can they see your hands? On the table, it's fine.
ठीक है. And with your right finger you do. Alright. So you do dha. Yeah. Dha. And then you take your this one finger. Din. You know what the fuck?
But wait, there's ये तो एक flat surface ही अगर मैं इस finger से करूँ इस finger से करूँ sound तो same ही आ रहा है.
नहीं bro.
तबला different होता है ना.
Percussion.
ता
धा दिन दिन धा दिन दिन धा दिन दिन धा दिन दिन धा.
भाई ये तो तू बस मुंह से कर रहा है, हाथ से तो कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा.
हाथ से कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. मैं भाई 5 साल से नहीं किया. मैं रेज्यूमे के लिए किया था भाई.
तबला भाई
रेज्यूमे धा दिन दा प्लेयर.
भाई
रेज्यूमे में इंडियन Indian percussion player.
Percussion. That's what the tabla is called in English.
Drums percussion, right?
Drums
Drums
नहीं
are
होते.
main instrument.
Aren't drums just drums?
Yeah.
No, you call them percussion.
Yeah, percussion instruments.
I did not know that. Keshav knows how to play the drums a little bit.
Little bit.
Only a little bit though.
Little bit.
वो बस 3 बचा है.
Porn up का intro ना.
वो भी बता सकते हैं.
ता दिन दिन दा.
The new one. now,
सारे यही सीख रहे हैं.
Dave proposes for the Pornhub intro to change. Okay, Dave. So how has your experience in Delhi been so far? What you observed? What like compared to Bombay?
Your roads are fucking huge, bro.
Thank you.
Bombay में मैं भाई
Thank you.
Thank you. Road बनाता है.
तूने बनाया.
This felt personal. In a good way.
Bro, Bombay में bro half गाड़ी भी नहीं चलती है. You have to like if you can drive in Bombay, you can drive anywhere.
That's true. I agree with you.
When
That's
I
what
went
they say about Delhi also though.
No, but bro, Bombay is way
तू
worse.
fit in मत कर भाई.
Bombay is way worse.
Bombay is terrible, bro.
Bombay is
Especially when
horrible.
the rains are here, bro. You can't see shit.
But you don't drive then, I think.
What?
So do people who work get work from home then? Barish
What?
season में. Bro, because from what I see in stories, it's just pani.
Trains.
भाई मैं स्कूल में जब रहता था हमको हाफ डे मिलता था. ठीक है.
बारिश में.
बारिश में whenever it was flooded and shit, like I live in Juhu, and then whenever it was flooded, it used to get fully flooded.
And
मतलब
then
5 feet. 5 feet
5
तक
feet
पानी
like
होता था.
everywhere.
Everywhere. So हम जाते थे स्कूल and my house. Too much location sharing हो रहा है भाई. पास में
हमारे
था.
पास 500 व्यूअर्स हैं तो
हाँ, होता है.
कुछ नहीं वो अभी नहीं लीक होगी. होगी तो 1 साल बाद होगी लीक.
चलते
1 साल तक शिफ्ट हो जाइयो.
ओके. मेरा घर स्कूल के पास था.
ठीक है.
I've been walking to school ever since I was like in like junior KG. तो 2-minute walk.
Okay.
No, it's not that bad. But जो भी friends होते थे वो सब दूर में रहते थे.
Yeah.
So they all used to come to my house. But that walk, bro, it felt like a fucking Bahubali scene, bro. It was
Why
like
was that?
intense. Bro, whenever you walked, either an insect bit you or a fucking pahad. Like a fucking pahad क्यों बोला भाई? Tree.
Oh.
Paid.
A paid.
Paid.
A tree used to fucking like break your leg.
What? This seems like Hogwarts. What was going on?
You used to put a hand out,
Yeah,
grab your leg, and
Bro,
put
you
it
had to
back
like my friend. तूने बोला था ना राफ्ट है.
Yeah.
तो हम कार्डबोर्ड का बॉक्स ले लेते थे स्कूल में. And we used to like sit on that shit, but it used to get wet and shit. So like we
How
used to,
cardboard was floating?
it used to float for 2 seconds, but like हम 5 साल के थे, हमको कुछ नहीं पता था.
Yeah.
So then we used to see movies and all, like हाँ we'll do a raft, bro. Raft बना देंगे. What's that? Castaway by Tom Hanks.
I know the
चल
movie. I haven't
बनाते
seen
rafts
it.
बनाते.
तुम
Yeah.
इंग्लिश मूवीज देखते थे
हाँ?
5 साल की उम्र में?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a Bombay thing.
Sorry Bombay. Yeah.
हम लोग क्या देखते थे 5 साल की उम्र पे?
सीरियल्स.
Yeah, we were watching like
सास भी कभी बोलते
and Nagin and stuff.
हाँ, नागिन.
The fuck is Nagin?
You don't know
Nagin?
I know Nagin actually.
Nagin?
This woman, whenever she
yeah.
got pissed, she turned into a snake.
That's the plot.
Yeah.
Oh. I used to also watch that doctor show. Anyway, coming back to your story. Sorry.
Yeah, so we used to go, but the cardboard used to sink.
Oh, fuck, nice.
Much.
मार दिया
It was
भाई.
intense.
That's a good cow thing.
Guys, अभी MK ने बहुत precision से मच्छर मारा. He's already making the Podstarz proud.
God damn, bro.
फिर.
So then we used to go. कार्डबोर्ड सिंक हो जाता था 2 मिनट में.
हाँ.
हम चलते थे हमारे. We used to wear हमारे were your schools like really like sexist and shit?
In terms of?
Like girls had to wear dresses under their knees.
Yeah.
I think.
And then they weren't allowed to sit in the front because there were guy guests and they'll like.
Okay,
oh,
not-
इतना भी
not
sexist
that
था?
much.
Bro,
Yeah,
my
not that
school
much.
was severely gujju and sexist. दोनों का combination is fucking fucked. So every girl had to sit behind.
Damn, that's crazy.
Because the guy guests,
Yeah.
whatever Shri, whatever the fuck came, they used to feel like they thought that aroused हो जाते थे. भाई,
That's
and
crazy.
every girl had to wear
Yeah,
skirts
like
under
here-
their knees and shit.
School में हमारे में भी like girls weren't wearing them under their knees, but teachers would like poke them for not
और
wearing
guy का
it.
crew cut होता था क्या तेरे में?
नहीं.
No, bro, that's some army
Bro, I
school
was
shit.
bald for the entirety of my childhood.
Like crew cut नहीं होता था. They would tell you कि थोड़ा neat
भाई
कर लो.
army cut करना था.
नहीं, हमारा वैसा तो नहीं होता था.
Fuck, bro.
That's
Once
crazy.
I came with long hair in my school. My foyer coordinator, she fucking got scissors and she cut my fucking hair in front of everyone in the foyer assembly. Foyer assembly में हम we used to sing the school anthem and the national anthem.
Yeah.
ठीक है. वो दोनों होने के बाद she called me. मैं हेड बॉय था, ठीक है, स्कूल का.
What the fuck?
और
Small flex.
If you can't
हेड बॉय के बाल काट रहे हैं भाई.
if you can't set
Example के लिए भाई.
if you can't set an example, what I'm saying, you can't preach. तो मेरे को कॉल किया. I'm like ठीक है. I thought.
Oh, so you were supposed to be the example setter.
Yeah, I didn't really know, bro. I thought I was like होता था thought of the day. तो बोलते थे if the sea is whatever जो भी thought of the day to inspire people.
Wait, head boy को बोलना होता था हर बारी. Thought of the day.
Any random person, but she called me, so I'm like okay, I will say thought of the day. And then she got a scissor out. I'm like ये क्या कर रही है भाई?
Thought of the day की जगह तेरे बाल
काट दिए bro. The worst cut I've got in my life, and I've had pretty bad cuts, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure she wasn't trying to make you look sexy there.
Not at all, bro. She cut everything. Side से काट दिए, आगे से काट दिए. भाई, there was no. It was uneven.
How old were you?
I think I was like 10.
Damn.
No, 11.
Even worse.
But all the students were just watching. All the students were watching.
I've had a similar incident that Keshav can fucking tell you guys about.
ये स्कूल में करा के ले आया मोहॉक. और
हाँ.
मतलब प्रॉपर मोहॉक. इस
जल के साथ.
नहीं वैसा वाला नहीं, like
छोटा साइड
like a smaller one where I just left hair in the middle, I think.
ठीक है.
Speaking of mic.
मोहॉक. And कहते हैं the principal saw him assembly में, saw him from the stage. After the assembly इसको stage पे बुला लिया and suspended him.
In front of the whole school. He also wanted to be an example setter. DM Sharma, I'm calling you out by name.
DM fucking Sharma.
DM Sharma, I'm calling you out by name. I see you in Galleria sometimes and I've never fucking confronted you, but next time I see you, I have a podcast now, so I will confront you and I'll be with the Podstarz. So you better be careful.
Fuck no, I'm not there.
We'll mic लेके आएंगे, सर पे मार देंगे.
I'm not fucking accusing
I'll keep an eye out
old
for him.
lady who was a principal.
Oh my god,
accusing
not a
me.
lady,
Old man.
He was a fucking... DM Sharma, you know that you were not nice to me.
Maybe it was a hint. His name has DM in it.
Damn! DM Sharma was not nice to me. He
Yeah.
was predicting my social
Yeah.
media career.
God,
He was like, इसको school से discourage करूँगा ताकि ये social media की तरफ जाए. Fuck. DM Sharma, I love you now. If I ever see you,
I'll kiss you.
I'll kiss you. Yeah. Allowed होता है YouTube पे नाम लेना? Allowed ही होता है.
हाँ.
ये beef तो करते हैं लोग.
तेरे को पता है इंडिया में
DM शर्मा के साथ
भाई इंडिया में कितने DM शर्मा होंगे?
अबे हाँ, but इस वाले को पता है और वो मेरे को पता है secretly अभी भी देखता है मेरे को.
पॉडकास्ट देख रहा है DM शर्मा.
DM शर्मा अब बुढ़ा हो गया होगा भाई, उसके पास कोई एंटरटेनमेंट नहीं हो, किसी टट्टी स्कूल का प्रिंसिपल बन गया था उसके
What
बाद.
the fuck? बेचारा
yeah.
DM शर्मा इसका बिना मतलब की काट ली. मोहक की वजह से.
Abbe, dude, not just that, he was crazy. Like he suspended me for a whole year because apparently I was
whole year.
basically the remainder of the year, which was like 7-8 months. मैं घर पे था because I was a threat to other children. In my fucking suspension letter, he wrote कि Anmol is a threat to other students. So until he fixes his issues,
Anger.
until he fixes his issues, he's not allowed to come back to school. And a therapist needs to sign off on his shit.
Therapist.
Needs to sign off on
How
his
old were you?
Dude, I was like what? I think like
13,
15, 16.
Man,
Like I think this was in the 10th grade.
बाप रे.
मेरे को कह रहा है थेरेपिस्ट जब तक साइन ऑफ नहीं करता कि अनमोल इज नॉट अ थ्रेट टू अदर चिल्ड्रन एनीमोर तब तक वो स्कूल नहीं आ सकता. मैंने कहा बढ़िया छुट्टी लूंगा मैं.
तू बेंच जीटी गोइंका में था.
अबे और मेरे माँ बाप ने मेरे को बताओ किस थेरेपिस्ट के पास भेजा. So this therapist of mine was a fucking musician who retired and became a therapist. So he would ask me shit like, he was like, अच्छा तो बेटा तुम रात को क्या खाते हो? ज्यादा चॉकलेट खा रहे हो इसीलिए इतनी एनर्जी आ रही है, इसीलिए मार रहे हो तुम बच्चे.
रात का बस आधे निंदा कर दो आप ठीक हो जाओगे.
This dude's solution to my anger problems was not to actually like go inside my head to see what's going on. Why is he lashing out?
It's all the food you eat.
He's like कि यो चॉकलेट खा रहा है तो शुगर ज्यादा होता है, एनर्जी ज्यादा आ रही है. मैंने कहा बहनचोद ये क्या है भाई?
Talking about like fucked up therapists, I had this therapist for like 6 years. Okay, ever since 9th grade.
Yeah.
And then she was a hypnotherapist.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
A hypnotherapist.
Yeah.
So I don't like 9th and 10th I got my depression. I don't remember a single thing about 9th and 10th.
Shut up.
Zero things about 9th and 10th.
What do you mean? वो तेरे को ऐसे hypnotize कर रही थी?
Bro, I used to go to her and she used to say something. I used to sleep. And then when
Shut up! You're telling me that's for real.
I swear to God, bro. I used to wake up and I remembered nothing. And I still don't remember any. If someone tells me a memory about 9th and 10th, I'm like, it's like new to me.
Are you sure she didn't like children in any sort of way?
How did she start it?
I don't know. She like got a certification in hypnotherapy.
नहीं, how did she start
The session.
hypnotizing?
Start the session.
There was this.
Are you sure she wasn't पानी पी रहा था तू वहाँ पे जाके चाय पानी कुछ
बेहोश कर देती है
कोई chocolate ऐसा कुछ.
But it did help. Like I got pretty out of depression really fast. But then, like I can't remember anything.
That's actually insane.
I can't remember anything from ninth primarily.
I don't think if that's a good
Is
thing.
that a good thing though?
सब कुछ भुला ही
It's
दो.
subjective, you know. Like, would you want to forget the worst moments of your life?
No, but didn't you forget
But isn't-
everything?
But isn't it the
Like,
lowest?
I learned from them till I forgot.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I
You
was
know?
leading to. Yeah.
Like I had a whole 6-month period where I learned
Yeah.
of myself and everything, but then I forgot.
So you got into therapy at a pretty young age.
Really young age, bro.
That's pretty cool though. Like, was there anybody who pushed you to do it, or
my mom. Yeah, my mom told
that's
me to go through.
quite nice.
Yeah,
Are your
man.
parents young?
No, they're pretty old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite surprising.
Both my parents, I think, crossed 50 like 2 years ago.
So not very very old, but like not young also.
Parent-
Like not early
normal
40s.
parent age.
Like
Yeah.
not early 40s.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool that your mom pushed you to get therapy at such a young age. I don't think that's a very
Common thing.
yeah, that's not a very
in
common
India
thing.
at
least.
And it's good, dude. I think everybody should get therapy. If you're having issues, guys, therapy really helps.
And everybody has their shoes now.
AMK तू गया therapy पे?
AMK's, I think everyone's been to therapy.
Everybody's been to therapy.
You should.
Have you been to therapy?
No.
You haven't?
No.
You don't have any problems. How did you grow as a person?
Keshav just sucked it up. The standard Indian way.
Standard.
No, I saw the prices.
Yeah, the prices are a bit steep.
They are very steep.
ड्राइवर से बात करने लग गया.
यार आजकल ना
भैया आज पता है क्या हुआ?
बहुत प्रॉब्लम होने लग गई है यार. पेंसिल मारता रहता है गांड पे स्कूल में.
DM शर्मा मारता है.
DM शर्मा तो मेरी मार रहा था bro. That was straight up mental torture. Anyway, so therapy at a young age, but fuck, what was I getting to there? Like, would you say that, like 9th grader you, if without therapy, would you say like right now you would be a different person?
I'll be dead.
Like straight up.
Fully.
So do you still see this hypnotherapist?
No. I haven't seen a therapist in a year.
Okay, that's good. Congratulations.
But like I'm in a stage of like finding a therapist, you know?
Okay.
जो भी बोलता हूँ, like I explain whatever I've been through and it's too
Yeah,
much. Like
yeah.
I can anyways I can't like explain to a normal person what I've been through. So
Yeah.
it's too much energy to like give to someone. So like जो भी है. That
So you're
hypnotherapist-
looking for a regular therapist basically.
Yeah.
Is your musician therapist available?
Dude, don't know.
You should go back to the hypnotherapist. That actually sounds fucking cool.
It was cool, but it was kind of fucked up.
In terms of?
I had this other best friend who also went. I had two best friends
Yeah.
who also went to them.
Okay.
And we used to talk about stuff, but like she also knew about it, and we all three knew that we went to her.
Okay.
So it's kind of screwed up. Like whatever trauma I spoke about, it was related to them.
So you think there was like a bit of like conflict of interest
For
going on?
sure, bro.
Okay.
Like, you're a human. You're gonna have some
Some biases
some
in
biases
yeah,
in some
yeah,
way,
for
and you're
sure.
gonna give it to
True,
the
true,
other
true.
person. But also hypnotherapy. Bro. It's like kind of fucked up, bro.
So were you in these hypnotized sessions? Were you guys like talking to
Bro,
each other and shit?
she sent lockdown में हुआ था. Like,
Yeah.
Before lockdown हुआ था, and then lockdown happened.
Yeah.
And she used to send me voice notes of the entire hypnotherapy session, which if I listened to, I used to sleep, and I couldn't remember anything.
But were you like mumbling or like you were talking to her, she was talking to you? Was it a
No,
two-way thing?
It's a session. It's a whole voice recording of her speaking.
Yeah.
Like let go of your leg control, then
So,
slowly
like-
upwards, and then the whole body
And
leave it,
out.
and then out.
Damn.
So I used to sleep. That's how I slept every night.
और फिर वो therapy में she would say something to you, or how did
I
it
have
go?
no idea.
So,
But I used to wake up and not remember anything.
but then how was it helping you if you didn't remember anything?
There are two ways to think about this, bro. Like, if you were to forget about all the trauma in your life
Yeah.
or think about it,
Yeah.
there are two ways.
Huh.
If you were to forget about it, then you remember nothing. Like, you just keep going with life and you forget everything that's happened. But if you were not to forget it, you got to acknowledge that shit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you keep going and you learn from shit. And that's
Yeah.
what happened this last year when I was in uni.
Hmm.
Uni's damn depressing, bro. Like in LA, no one's there.
In terms of?
in terms of loneliness, I've been in a relationship with different people since 7th grade.
ठीक है.
And this was the first year where I was single.
And in a foreign place.
And in a foreign place
Yeah.
with no one to like help you, no
Yeah,
best
yeah,
friends,
yeah.
nothing.
College gets very, very depressing.
College
It's
gets
like, yeah.
fully depressing, bro.
Dude, and I feel like वो जो excessive party lifestyle होता है, that's almost a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, because I fucking got depressed as hell in college. Like second term, because first term में ज़्यादा party कर ली, सबने ज़्यादा शराब पी ली, और second term तक like the friendships got a little messed up, and winter started, so LA still has good weather, I'm assuming, all year
Yeah.
round. But in Canada, it was just fuck all weather.
Yeah.
So the seasonal depression is also so real. But anyway, so then, yeah, like, what, like this past year in college, what were you?
So this past year, I think I've grown as a whole person.
Okay.
Like, I have my friends, like I have like 4 Indian guys and 4 Indian people and
Yeah.
1 white guy.
Yeah.
And like, I can't talk to them per se.
The
because
Indian dudes
they're not-
or
even like Indian
everyone
dudes.
there?
Everyone there because we're in college. We're all trying to transition into a new life.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're all trying to be adults. We're all trying
Correct.
to be like better people. So everyone's living their own life. So we're not in school anymore.
ठीक है.
School में we could talk to anyone. वो problem solve कर देते हैं and we feel good about ourselves. Ego बढ़ जाता है, सब कुछ हो जाता है. But in like college and shit, you can't talk to you
You
can
said like
talk
on an emotional level, you can't.
Emotional level.
Yeah.
you can talk to someone, but
But they don't know your whole backstory.
You
and
just
this,
met
that.
this person basically.
Yeah.
yeah, I know nothing about these people. I've met them in college.
It's
and
too
I'm
much energy
starting
also.
to get close to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Energy की भी बात है, bro.
Like too much energy to explain all the
Explain.
things that are bothering you, and dude, even for a therapist, like finding the right therapist is so important, because
Very important.
to fucking catch, firstly, because therapy is not going to be effective if you don't tell that person every single detail,
For sure.
and to catch those like, you know, your therapist up to every single detail is going to be like 2-3 sessions just to like at least catch them up, and then they start, you know, like building up from there. So it's just so much time and energy you're exchanging with the person, and if it's not the right person, it's just a fucking waste of time.
It's
So
weird, yeah.
yeah, anyway, so
And
college.
loneliness, bro. Like till I went to college, I
Yeah.
was in a relationship with someone. And the last relationship before I had from college was the best relationship I've had and the most into it I've been. Right? And then we broke up
Because of college?
because of college, long distance and
Okay.
shit, right?
Yeah.
So then I was still into it after college, and I used to still talk to her.
When it started.
Yeah, when college
When
started.
college
It's
started,
like
yeah.
Kind of long distance, but fucked up long distance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then we both used to like hook up with other people, and then it just got really, really messy. And I used to like, till her, I never felt insecure.
Okay.
Never felt insecure. I always trusted someone, and if they want to cheat on me, that's fine. Like I had a girlfriend, my first ever proper girlfriend in 10th grade, who made me try the weirdest shit ever, and like just really fucked up. But I loved her, and then she cheated on me with my best friend. And then I realized that, and I didn't really care, but it got to me slowly. And then I just stopped trusting people, you know. And then I finally trusted this one person, and she didn't do anything. It was just she was doing her own thing. College जाते हैं, you can do whatever you want. It's a new life, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I wasn't on that vibe. I did that in 10th grade.
You were on
I
a
had
more
already-
serious vibe.
I was on a
Yeah.
more serious
Yeah, yeah,
place,
yeah.
and
I feel that.
wanted more. We both wanted different things, but it was different.
Hmm.
So that made me like grow as a person, like to find your own company. It's really
In
hard.
college, right?
It's really hard to be alone and like enjoy that shit.
Yeah, for sure. To actually be alone with your thoughts and be happy with what you're thinking and who
For
you
sure.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, year by year, you'll realize that you just start wanting to meet different kinds of people.
That is true.
Like you wouldn't want to meet the same gang that you met in school.
For sure.
You'll want to meet like people who are more mature, more grown, who have different priorities. Because school
Sure.
people were just too.
Dude, because in school it's like all sorts of different people hang out
Right.
together. But as you grow older, what I've realized is that you lose a lot of friends. But
a lot. Yeah.
But I feel like that's almost like thinning the herd in a positive way, because then
Right.
you start banding together with people who actually think like you, and you know, like, dude, because like, you know, the saying that the 5 closest people that you hang out with is who you end up becoming.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree with that, because right, so like I've had like my little druggy phase, I've had all of these phases, and whenever I switched people, the phase also switched. And like the main fucking factor of switching up what is going on in life is switching the people around you.
For sure.
So that transition happening is always like a positive transition, I feel. Because like everybody, because see, like I feel like the people who I left behind now are doing worse. But like fuck that, maybe in their heads they're doing better. Like I feel like like basically if you have the ki main to apni story ka main character wala attitude, then you'll keep moving forward.
You'll achieve good.
You've always got to have that, bro. That
Yeah,
you're the main
exactly,
character.
exactly, dude. That's so important, and I feel terrible for people who don't feel that way. That's
For
too
sure.
important.
And
That
most
can-
people feel the other way.
Yeah. I know.
That, like they can't be the main character.
Yeah, I
And
know
you should
That sucks. You're supposed to think that you're the best.
best fucking
there
Exactly.
is.
That you're special.
That's why I
Right.
appreciate Kanye so much. Although he's
Dude,
whack and
exactly,
shit,
exactly.
Although he says a lot of whack shit, he's like he thinks he's the god of
Dude.
this planet.
See, that's how you have to be. Like for what he's achieved, that
Bro,
attitude is so necessary.
Kanye.
And dude, have you seen the Genius? Dekhi tune
Yeah.
Netflix pe? So like he was like that from the start, which was what I found really fascinating because it wasn't like the fame. You know, like somebody who's talking shit in like a basketball game when they're up
Mm-hmm.
is not a good like whatever, right? Like you need to be talking shit since you were down. And Kanye was always talking his shit. He was always like,
Since the
"Bhenchod, main
start,
banunga."
bro.
Ki main banunga.
Yeah.
And now people are like, Kanye is crazy, but Kanye, from what I saw,
He
was
did what he
always
said.
that.
Yeah, he did what he said.
And he was always that. He was always talking his shit and he was always preaching all of this stuff. Now that he's rich and powerful, people are taking his word more seriously, so he gets hate.
Facts.
But he was saying that always, which is
Bro,
pretty fucking cool.
Hate does not matter. Out of the 90% of love that you get, that's going to be 10% hate. That 10% hate is going to affect you the most
Yeah,
rather than the 90% love.
for sure.
For sure. Because the 90% love you get 90% of it. That's why it's so much and you like
You
try
shrug
to
it
like
off.
shrug
Yeah.
it off.
It's easier to
But
dwell
the
on the hate.
10%, the minimal hate you get, it's so much. That's why I'm like have this attitude of like when the hate comes to me, I'm like, oh, that's so creative.
Yeah,
Like I
think-
love hate that. I actively search on YouTube Raiyani roast.
I don't know how healthy that is, but
Yeah, pretty messed up. But
Yeah.
like,
What's the best hate comment you've got?
what's the best hate comment I've got?
You
Like
have
you've been
read
like-
about yourself or something.
Most
it's a बहुत
creative one.
हाँ.
Most creative and shit, bro. I don't get that much of hate. Abhi milega after I've said this, but like it's
Guys, comment
Look,
down
kare
the most
creative-
creative
comment
hate
as
against
roast,
Dev
roast,
Rayani.
roast
I'm
Dev
gonna
Rayani.
roast Dev Rayani here. I want to see the worst fucking thing you've said. But like yeah, but I search like Twitter is the most toxic place ever, bro.
I agree.
Even Reddit. Oh, Reddit.
Reddit is much
terrible,
worse.
bro.
Reddit is much worse.
Reddit is actually terrible. And then जो भी होता है privileged, and then
वो वाला I feel like
the same
is
thing.
is more common in like Bombay hate, but that's more
Bombay.
common in
नहीं,
like the
तेरे को भी आती है privilege
privilege वाली मेरे को
जब तो
बिल्कुल
पोल
नहीं आती है।
पोल के साथ पोस्ट
नहीं
करते
बहुत कम प्रिविलेज वाली हेट मेरे को बहुत कम आती है क्योंकि यार मेरा कंटेंट ही देसी कंटेंट है मैं मुठबाजी की बातें कर रहा हूँ द टाइप ऑफ कंटेंट देव मेक्स गेट्स मोर
Yeah, for sure.
दैट गेट्स मोर ऑफ दोज प्रिविलेज वाला मेरे को किसी ने रेडिट पे सस्ता विन डीजल बुलाया था जो मेरे पास वो उसके साथ डज ही लुक लाइक
तेरे को
सस्ता
तो बहुत क्रिएटिव आते हुए तो मैं तो इतना हंस देता हूँ उसके hate comments पढ़ के भाई।
comments are fucking good they're quite good
Yeah, they're quite good, bro. You know the thing that one of the late night shows person do, the hate comments where celebrities.
oh
Read the
read
hate
comments
comments,
yeah
yeah,
I love that
Those are
that's pretty
pretty
funny
good, you know,
yeah,
like-
that's a pretty funny
Like, it's like
segment
it's a part of what you do. You put
Yeah.
yourself in this position where you're obviously gonna get hate comments and shit,
that's true
and like it's fun.
Talking about hate comments, what got you into Instagram?
Instagram,
So like
TikTok.
what got you into like social media and what got you into like your form of creation? Because I've always observed that I wouldn't exactly put you into a niche when I like go to your profile. I can't say that Dev is a funny content creator or Dev is a this content creator or Dev is a dance wala creator. Like, you know, it's hard to put you in a box.
Mhm.
You're if I had to say something, you're just creative. So
Mhm.
like, yeah, where does what drives that?
It doesn't drive like whatever. But since I got like my whole extrovert phase since I was 13, I'd say. I always wanted to try new things, and when I tried new things, it got boring for me. So I used to go to the next new thing.
That's interesting.
That's how I got into music. In lockdown, I was bored as fuck,
Yeah.
and then I was like, it'd be fucking cool to have a song on Spotify. you know, or any streaming platform. Like it'll be cool to like Dave Raiyani Spotify song. So I made a song and it blew up, and I was like, wow, I kind of fucking love this. And even with YouTube, bro, like I love editing.
Yeah.
I don't like shooting that shit. Like I like it, but I don't like as much as editing.
You don't like the performative part so much.
The performative part. That's why I hate the idea of influencer or content creator.
How do you define an influencer or a content creator, and what part of that definition do you dislike?
Influencer, bro, there are so many right now,
Yeah.
you know, who are so-called influencers.
Yeah.
And they all say something, and then you get an article on you, and then there are so many of them.
ठीक है.
There are different degrees to them.
India is just in the transition of getting into the content creation scene.
Yeah, this is just the start.
This is just the start, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's also really, really not amazing.
In what way?
In every way, bro. If you talk about them meeting, in US you have beef, right? You have like beef between content creators.
Yeah,
we saw
yeah.
the thing with Sidemen where they diss them each other and
Right,
and everything,
Huh.
and that worked. Any publicity is a good publicity, right?
Yeah.
But India is so like neglective with their hate or love. Even with the love, everyone is jealous, bro. Like it's normal. Like if you see one of your friends
Doing well.
doing really well and you're not doing well, you're gonna feel jealous, right? And that happened to me.
You mean in a content space, right?
Content
Like
space.
Content wise, huh?
Content space, any space actually. Like if in general you think about someone doing better than you,
Yeah.
you're always gonna be like
Salty.
Mujhe bhi
Yeah, I could do.
Thoda sa
also
better
want
than
Why
them,
him?
huh.
But that also motivates you. So it's
Yeah.
we're in a good space right now, but it's starting to get to the end of it, where it becomes toxic.
Now the fallout start happening. The
The
beef
fall
start happening.
happening, but we're not like mature enough or like out there enough to start the beefs. So we just ignorantly like unfollow them or whatever. And
Like the very
people-
passive thing.
You
very
want-
passive.
Are you looking for more creative beef? Like, like if people are beefing on Instagram or YouTube, or let's say like more creative beef, like the Sidemen beef that you was talking about, like diss track or boxing or whatever.
I'm not even talking about that, bro. I'm just saying that like people are exploring in India.
ठीक है.
Like in all other places, like mostly US, they've already explored that shit and got to a consensus where they're at a point where they know what to do to get more views. Right?
ठीक है.
So we're at a point.
Okay.
Yeah. So Instagram Reels is really big in India, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't have TikTok. But
Yeah.
in US, no one gives a fuck about Instagram Reels.
Yeah, because TikTok still exists.
Because TikTok still exists. So when I go to uni, I have a private profile. I tell no one about my Instagram. Because LA, first of all, because if they know you're
But
famous and verified.
They don't care about Reels, but they care about Instagram and verification. Because
Verification.
IG thoughts and all of those things are a big thing. Like if you're verified, like they lose your mind. They lose their minds.
They lose their mind entirely.
Yeah, exactly. और फिर क्योंकि भाई सब लोग तो all the picking up chicks is all in the DMs. So it's all popping off in the DMs. So having a strong Instagram profile does make a huge difference. I think it's more impactful than a TikTok.
Yeah, but they're even the chicks or the friends.
Yeah.
They're being with you because of who you are on Instagram.
But
It's never you.
that's also like, dude, if you're going to be successful in any form, that will play a part, right? If you're a successful entrepreneur, I feel like it's this whole being Instagram famous or whatever, having clout on Instagram and social media, is like you just kind of make it seem more evil the same way you make the entertainment industry seem more evil because it's more in your face. But even if you're a famous entrepreneur, everybody knows that. So if you're making the big bucks in business, everybody knows that. So to differentiate, whenever you get success, to differentiate who is there for the success and who is there for you is very hard. There is no distinction between that. And those are the few pitfalls of actually being successful.
yeah.
So I don't think that only goes with social media. That just goes with the whole thing.
Everything, yeah.
But LA is just like people, or everybody's trying to do the same thing.
And
right?
Mumbai is also the same thing. Like Mumbai is
Right,
also the
huh.
epitome of that, right? So I feel like you are more thrusted into this and like you're surrounded more by content creators because the negatives that you're telling me I've never even thought of that, dude. Like I meet these two and I chill with my girlfriend. I literally don't hang out with anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like may that be a creator or anyone. So I'm like so cut off from everything that these aspects I don't even think about.
Yeah.
So you're basically saying it's getting toxic because there's a lot of jealousy and everybody's trying to compete and they think that the pie isn't good, like big enough to go around.
Bro, it's not even about that. It's just about like Instagram.
Yeah.
Like your account can get banned. Instagram can like extremely fuck up and your whole career is gone.
What the hell?
Like how TikTok happened.
Yeah.
Right,
There were so many people who had like whole careers on TikToks, and they're not even like, no one can even think about them anymore.
Overnight chala
Puneet.
Overnight, your fucking whole thing can just go.
Puneet.
That's why I make content just to have fun. If there was a way where I could make content and I could not see how people perceived it,
Yeah.
I would make it like entirely. Right now, I think about it so much. I overthink it.
What people are going to say?
Yeah, for sure. And when I post a reel, most of my reels I delete.
Why
Because
is
I don't
that?
like it. And I
Thode
know
time
people
baad?
won't like it.
Thode time baad you're saying?
Thode time baad, like 30 minutes or an
like
hour
that quick.
after I post it. Like I know it's going to do well. I know this will do well. Like I know it's very generic and it'll get a lot of likes. But I've gotten to a point, like I've done this since I was 13. And I've got so much to a point where if I don't like it, fuck that. You know?
Yeah, it should when you post it should feel satisfactory. You should be content with what
like
you
I
put
have
out.
reels where I post and I'm like, wow, I spent so much time on
Yeah,
that. I fucking
so
love
much
that
effort,
shit.
yeah.
But it's like inversely proportional because when I spend a lot of time on a reel, it doesn't do that well. And when I spend the minimalistic time on a reel,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
That's the real.
You know, but there's
some real
science
shit.
Trending
behind
sounds
that.
and shit.
There's science behind that in everything. It's take it to be music also.
Yeah.
Take it to be anything. If you see something for really wrong, right, you tend to like it because you spent so much time on it.
Or you tend
You've
to
looked
hate it
at-
also.
You can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
You can't even tell the difference. So you tend to like it. Either it can be music also. If you spend something like hours and hours working on a song continuously,
Yeah.
you will like it. Even if it's shit, you will end up liking it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you spend the littlest amount on it, then you'll actually know the difference. That's why people say that take break between whatever work you do. Take an hour break, take 2 hours break, so you can come and see it with like fresh eyes, listen to it with fresh ears.
Yeah.
So then, what do you think is like next for you? Like, what are you doing in college? What degree are you pursuing?
I'm doing computer science.
Oh shit, comp sci, nice.
Yeah.
So then, do you want to do something conventional, like a regular 9 to 5, or do you want to do something in the creative space?
I've gotten to like a point where so much has happened where I'm so like, I see, like I look at the worst possible situation in every situation.
Is that because of past experiences?
Yeah.
Professionally, emotionally?
Emotionally, professionally, everything.
Okay.
So when I think about something that's coming in the future, first I
You
used
have
to
a
be like,
pessimistic attitude, basically.
yeah. And whenever I think about something in the future, I always think it in the worst possible way so I don't get disappointed in the future, because that used to happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always used to think, oh my god, this is going to be amazing, and it used to be like mid,
ठीक है.
right? So whenever I think about something, I always think about like, what if I fucking die in the next 2 seconds?
Okay.
You know? So I don't think that much. Even when it comes to relationship, friendships, work, anything.
Yeah.
And that makes me, it goes two ways. It can be really positive or it can be really negative.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not that optimistic that you work towards something, or you're not that pessimistic where you just don't give a fuck. So whenever I think about something, even my content, music, anything, I think about it in the worst possible way. So then when my concert was happening, I'm like, what if no one shows up? What if it's just the worst show possible?
Which is, I think that's a fair fear to
Fair
have.
request,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
and
a fair
then
fear to
it
have.
went mediocre, and I was really happy. But the thing with me is, when I get really happy, I get really sad after.
And
This is every time since the past year it's happened.
yeah.
When I get really, really happy, like I think I'm at the peak of my year, I get really, really sad after.
Is that for any particular reason, or it's just,
No, I can't understand it.
so there's nothing that went wrong, it's just
It's just a thing of my mind.
do you think your mind is telling you that because you peaked, now you've peaked and now it's only down from here, so you kind of have that little
Yeah.
little
Maybe.
thing, little breakdown कि अब तो सबसे अच्छी चीज हो गई, अब सिर्फ
हाँ.
shitty
Now you
होगा.
gotta balance it out with a really sad moment. Maybe that is that. But after my performance, I was like surrounded by my friends
Yeah.
during the performance, and they all went their own separate ways, and I was alone for like 2 hours,
ठीक है.
and I felt like, man, I have nobody. But I didn't. Like, I have my friends, I have
Yeah.
everyone. But my mind just works in that way where I'm just like in a point where like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I have nobody to like cheer me up or whatever. But that's just how my mind works. Like, I just go really high and I go really, really low. But then I was surrounded by friends right after, and I was all right.
So then at the end, would you perceive that as something that went well, or was that something that didn't go well? Like at the end, when you think about it now, when you introspect, what do you say? Ki acha gaya, bura gaya, what do you say?
The performance was,
The overall experience of it.
the overall experience was okay. Like, the performance was really bad, but being with my friends was really good.
Okay.
You know? And it's always the opposite of what you actually think. Like, I thought the performance would be really good,
Yeah.
but it was really bad.
But dude, it's like, I'm sure AMK can say something about this, but it's just the start. So like, you know, you've
Exactly.
been in front of an audience how many times?
2.
That's it.
Yeah, so it's fair enough, bro. You don't get to the like baseline. Berkeley students don't get to the average amount of performances until like the 10th or 12th performance.
Or bhai, like,
Yeah.
ऐसे यार in front of a live audience to do something, because like
Right.
making content and putting yourself out there in front of 100,000 people behind phones is one thing,
Mhm.
but doing that in front of a live audience,
Actual
that's why I
people.
think stand up is so hard. Because if you
Stand-up is really
is
good.
so fucking hard, because if you bomb, then that fucking negative hate is right in everybody's expression.
For sure.
So how do you keep going in that moment? So just to be up there also takes a lot of balls, to be up there and perform in front of a bunch of random people, because you don't know how they're going to react.
Yeah.
So the fact that you could still do that, because dude, fuck the first 10, 15, 20, 30 performances. Like, repetitiveness will always get you results eventually. So if you keep repeating it, it doesn't matter what you're doing in the first 2 performances. And like 100 performances in the first 2 performances aren't going to matter. I think what you should focus on is the fact that you got it done. Just think of it as a rep.
Getting used to it matters a lot. You're getting used to it. You're not even gonna think twice. It's like muscle memory. At the end of the
Exactly.
day. You're just gonna get so used to it. You go on stage and that's over before you know it.
Because yaar, aise to fir, because you're literally like fucking hypnotizing the audience with what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
To get to a point where you can actually control a crowd, I'm sure it's not 2 performances.
Mhm.
And I'm sure it wasn't like the case for the fucking Beatles either. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
you can't like, you know, like, I think you should just give yourself a pat on the back for actually being able to step on stage and doing the thing in the first place.
I don't think anybody has had their first show like be amazing ever. I haven't met any person who has had a first show and they're like, fucking, that was the best show I'll ever have.
मैंने वो I think Joe Rogan या किसी podcast पे सुना था. I don't know if it was the Beatles or who it was, but like a bunch of these fucking really famous rock stars and stuff, and like these bands and stuff, they were like performing like 10, 15, 20 times a day at bars, and they did that for years before they became anyone.
Yeah, that's
So-
for sure, bro. Ed Sheeran, or take these guys, Ed Sheeran bust like 200, 300 restaurants before he got picked up.
Yeah, dude. And like the fact that you have people showing up in the first place is already a privilege.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like people have performed, I'm sure, in front of empty fucking audiences
Yeah.
also.
For sure.
Street pe
Like
empty
वही तो
audiences.
फिर basically, but फिर अब what are you thinking with life? Like degree and regular 9 to 5, or follow
Is
your
No, not at
Re-
all, bro. Regular 9 to 5. My dad does computer science,
yeah.
and I'm doing it. I like it. Like, it's really creative. My dream is, since I was like 5, is to win an Oscar.
Acting.
That's slowly fading. Not acting, not at all.
Then?
म्यूजिक के भी
directing.
होते हैं.
Directing.
Director.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
that's
love to
directly in
make
line
stories.
with content.
Yeah, I love to make stories and like make people feel shit. But that's slowly fading away because I haven't got the time to do that shit.
But why do you say so?
Because I've been like focused on computer science.
But you're 20.
or content. I
You're
am
20.
20.
You have your whole life ahead of you. All of us have our whole life.
Mm.
Dude,
Exactly.
people don't direct till they're like mid 30s.
For
And
sure.
like creative, like fucking Ranveer Singh popped off when he was like fucking 27, 28.
Mm.
I'm sure Vicky Kaushal didn't give his first fucking audition till he was like 26, 27 himself.
Yeah.
And these people are all like late 30s, mid 40s and stuff.
And
dude.
you can
So-
even start with acting. You can even start with acting and go on to direct.
An average Oscar-winning directors are way older.
Really old. Yeah.
60,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
50, 60.
So like that dream is not fading away, dude. Like you have to be
Never
Kanye.
fade.
You have to
no
be.
dream ever fades away.
you
bro.
have to be
can always
Kanye
do
with
that
it.
shit. You have to be Kanye with it.
अबे और फिर अगर तेरी डिग्री तेरे को नहीं सेटिस्फाई कर रही तो छोड़ दे. तेरे को घर से प्रेशर करते हैं माँ बाप.
नहीं करते. मुझे करना है.
And that is like if you think it's hindering with your main dream.
Not at all, bro. It's. I like to do many things at once.
Yeah.
I don't like to do only one thing.
Hmm.
If I only did music or only content, I'd be really unhappy.
You'd get bored.
So I'm doing music, content, computer science, and like things I'm exploring more. Like I'm learning 3D design right now
Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool.
because it's like it's cool, and like you have a really short life. You don't have to like you shouldn't like waste that shit. So everything that I find cool, I try to learn.
Right.
But it also like it doesn't like people say I'm talented, but I'm just trying to do many things at once. So I'm not doing one thing like really excessively.
Hmm.
And that kind of like plays with my mind that I should focus on one thing like a lot. But like I also like the idea of trying many things because I'm only 20.
Dude, I feel like in creative processes, when you're away from it, you get a lot of stuff going on, right? So like let's say like you're thinking about some whatever content. When you move away from it and you're now focusing on some 3D design stuff, you could probably get a better idea. Like so if I don't think it's a bad thing if that's just what your personality is like and dabbling into a lot of things is what gets your gears going, then that's fine.
Yeah.
और इतनी चीज़ें जो अभी एग्जिस्ट भी नहीं करती हैं हो सकता है तेरे को आगे जाके किसी चीज़ में इंटरेस्ट आ जाए. Like when Reels and TikTok did not exist, how would you know that this form of content you would be interested in?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like 5 years down the line,
Yeah,
maybe something
sure.
new
Correct.
will come up.
For sure.
You have to keep trying something new.
For sure.
Did you ever think of branching out after this, like into Bollywood or acting or something like that, instead of an Oscar, like branching out to Bollywood from YouTube or something?
No, I have like a thing that VFX abhi Brahmastra hai na.
Ranbir Kapoor.
That was good, but it's good for Indian standards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's no
Okay,
it's no
right.
Marvel.
It's not amazing, but I have this really cool fascination with VFX, and I've always wanted to bring that back to India. So I study somewhere else and I bring that back to India.
That's pretty cool. That's a dire need in India. India VFX are shit.
You know, Marvel
Stories are
outsources
so
to
good.
India.
Stories are
Stories
so
are
good.
really good.
Stories are so
The new
good.
RRR, whatever has come, has been really, really good, and the VFX is really good. But like, it's not really good compared to Western standards. But
Exactly.
that's what we always do. We always compare to Western standards. But like, it's a thing where when I see it, when I saw RRR, have you seen RRR?
Yeah, I've seen RRR.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't.
like, it's like, bro, South is doing amazing.
Amazing.
South is like conquering the entirety
South
of the
movies
world.
are fucking. My dad just watches them with
Dude.
translation on like every time. It's,
Every
I
guy
always
ever.
sit
Bro,
with
I
him.
see
right?
it in like Telugu or like Malayalam.
You understand
And
Telugu?
I see the subtitles because
He
my-
watches
you
it
read the
like-
subtitles.
He watches it
We-
like anime.
Oh,
yeah,
mine
dude, I
was.
watch it like anime.
Oh, my dad watches it dubbed.
Arey bhai. अब क्यों देखता
They get
है?
ruined dubbed. They become
It's like
comedy
anime.
movies. Like they ruin the dub. It becomes a comedy
It
movie.
becomes terrible, bro. Even in anime, like, do you all watch anime?
I've
I
seen
watch- I've seen a
I've seen
few.
like
Naruto, I've
One
seen.
Piece.
I've seen
I've-
one too, bro. I'm just like
I've
talking and shit.
I've seen a few.
Yeah, I've seen a few too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But for direction is like you would say that like that's the peak of the mountain.
I don't know. My thing keeps changing, bro.
तो अभी content के हिसाब से like what do you think you content? Like
I hate
how
content.
do you perceive content?
I hate.
Do you hate the
world
process of
content.
creation? Do you hate
What
the
comes
word?
after?
And that is
The opinions.
whose opinions?
And the other content and
The opinions.
everything.
The opinions affect you when you care about them. So whose opinions?
The opinions of the people I care about. Like every time I put something out, I send it to people before. Even with my music, I send it to people before. And I feel like I should stop doing that because it's just my creative process. And the
Okay.
people I send it to, like, they don't understand that. But every time I send something or post something, I send it to people, and mostly they don't fuck with it.
Bhai, if you have those people still in your life, you're just 20. I'm sure I had, dude. So like
Fair.
when I started creating content and stuff, like there were so many people that were like, oh, this is so cringe. Like, you know, the standard
Yeah.
reaction, right? So they were like, oh, this is so cringe. What the fuck? He's embarrassing himself. Why is he doing this,
Sure.
this, that? And those people are just not in my life like now. So you need to realize that those people
But
whose opinions you're caring about.
Do you value criticism?
I value constructive criticism, but when somebody tells me, see, like a lot of the times when somebody is hating on you and they're not a creator, if they're hating on you in a jealous sense, that's one thing. But if they're hating on you like straight up saying, oh fuck, this is cringe, I don't fuck with this, that, they're just low-key kind of jealous of the fact that you can actually put yourself out there.
Fair.
And they can't. And that happens even when you're even when you're starting, right? A lot of people, the reason they're hating on you is because they're like, why is this person so comfortable doing what he likes and putting himself out there and I'm not?
For sure.
Even if that's not a conscious thought, it's a subconscious thought. And that's how you need to like think of those opinions. Find like 2 to 3 people that you're really close to. And those opinions are the only opinions that
who you
should
know
matter.
want the best for you, like who you know
Who you
these people.
genuinely know want the best for you. Because there's a big difference between somebody who wants good for you and somebody who just is around.
Fair.
Because there's a lot of people that are just around.
Fair.
And you need to like, so from what I can hear from your answer, you don't really hate content. You hate like
The reaction,
the
basically.
reaction, and that shouldn't really matter because at the end of the day, you're there to like, firstly, like fulfill your own creative desires.
For sure.
And secondly, to hopefully either provide value or entertainment to your audience.
For sure.
And that does not include your friends, right? Your so-called friends who are not fucking with what you're doing. So whoever these people are, you're 20, so you're still involved with them. By the time you're 22, 23, 24, your circle's going to hopefully be way smaller, and then these things won't matter.
Yeah.
So I don't think caring about the opinions should be a thing at all, especially when it's coming from your direct circle. If it's like a majority opinion that your audience is saying कि वैंचे गोबर है, मेरे को तो वो भी सही नहीं लगता. Because even your audience, dude, like creators create content and then people follow it, right? Like let's say people don't like one thing you made. You make it 10 times, you never know, people might start liking it. So you're the one who creates the wave.
Yeah.
People initially might not hop onto it, but they will eventually. So there's a very thin line between, I think, where you decide ki, okay, this is actually shit, or people are just not catching on.
And I
Like,
honestly think there's a market for everything.
Everything.
There's some people who just like something, some people don't. You might find a little group that likes this and a more bigger group that doesn't like this.
yeah.
But somebody's gonna like it. Like it's
Yeah.
not that nobody's not, like everybody's not gonna like it.
Yeah. But I met this creator who thinks more of the business strategy than what he creates. Right?
But then he's a business person, he's not
Yeah.
a creative.
This
But
won't
that's
last
also
long
something
term.
to think about, right? When you're in the creator space.
Yeah.
There are some people who like to do what they want. They don't give a shit about anyone else.
Right.
There's some people who are in the middle ground, and then there's some people who are just catering to their audience.
Yeah.
Most of the people are in this third place where they're catering to
The audience.
And that works. And whoever's in the extreme space where they're just doing what they want, they don't do that well, but they're happy. But the people in the fucking middle, bro. There are people in the fucking middle who think about both.
Yeah.
And they're in this constant struggle of thinking about like, should I do this or should I do that? And I feel like I'm kind of in the middle where I
But
follow
barely.
trends.
I feel like you do your own thing.
Yeah.
For the most part, like that reel you made about the lockdown, like those lockdown vibes wala.
Yeah.
Like I that was such a random reel, but it did well, and I thought that was a pretty creative concept. Okay, Asudev, ending the previous conversation, I don't think you need to really care about the opinions because clearly you're having fun with the content part, right? So you don't hate the creation, you hate the part that comes after, and not from the audience, from just people.
People I care about, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think you'll care about them for too long.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
There's a question that I ask every content creator.
content creator.
E.T. or Jadoo? Pick one.
Jadoo.
Jadoo, of course. Jadoo
Why?
is Indian.
Of course.
Of course.
But why Jadoo?
Jadoo is just hot as fuck, bro. What do you
Jadoo is hot. He has such big eyes.
Bruh.
But imagine E.T.'s finger going up your butt.
Bro, what the fuck?
Isn't that hotter? He has a longer finger.
That is
That's true. He can hit your G-spot.
G-spot.
Fuck, that was really accurate, bro.
I was voicing it.
देवरियानी दिल्ली में ऐसे बोल.
देवरियानी दिल्ली में.
Holy fuck.
ये ईटी है भाई.
मारा चोर.
Alright, what
What are you anticipating from this Delhi trip? To get lit?
Get lit?
Yeah, like lit.
LIT.
शराब पीना.
I don't drink alcohol.
That's good.
Alcohol is terrible.
I don't drink alcohol either.
I don't drink alcohol either.
Keeping your liver healthy is the way to go.
Yeah,
You age backwards that way.
that is true.
Liver is the only organ that regenerates people. If you're in the age group of 15 to 18, you can destroy it right now, trust me.
Drink Mosmi, not alcohol.
Mosmi.
Mosmi?
का
Mosmi
जूस.
fruit? हाँ.
Drink Mosmi का जूस. तू सीधे Mosmi पी जाएगा.
तो वो जूस तो मौसमी से निकलता है ना बेंचो.
तो तुम drink ऐसे I'll say drink orange.
Juice.
Drink apple.
Oh, I get
You
it
get what
now.
I'm saying? Yeah. It's important to add the juice.
Juice. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Dev.
Pull.
So yeah, Delhi.
Delhi.
क्या plan है अब?
पता नहीं, पहली बार आया हूँ.
But what were your expectations coming to Delhi?
Nothing.
What have you heard about Delhi?
Yeah, let's talk about some assumptions that
What
Bombay
have I
people make
heard?
about Delhi. थोड़ा content भी निकल आ जाएगा.
पता नहीं pollution होता है.
वो तो होता है.
होता है.
अभी तो तूने देखा satisfactory था.
अभी तो तेरे को दिखा दिया हमने.
Air quality is satisfactory.
और
देखा ना
moderate,
billboard पे?
satisfactory and moderate.
Moderate.
दोनों.
हाँ.
हमारे पे very good होता है भाई.
होता है.
हमारा भी है.
हमारा
In-
एक बार ही very good
In our defense, we don't have the ocean to like wash it away.
हाँ.
ये
हमारा मैनुअली होता है.
और तुम्हारे वहाँ पे सारे एक्टर बहुत पाप कर रहे हैं. Pollution different way में हो रहा है. Yeah, there's a different sort of pollution happening there.
Yeah. When was the last time you went to Mumbai?
The last time I went to Mumbai
We
was
went recently.
to have the little monkey meeting and a little shoot
Wait,
there.
you're managed by Monkey?
Yeah.
Oh. okay,
Akshat.
Okay. You're managed by Akshat?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Shout out to Akshat.
Shout out Akshat.
You're managed by Akshat too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Akshat's pretty.
Wait, is he younger than you?
I think he is younger than me.
He is, yeah.
He's what, 21?
21.
I think 21, 22 year. Matlab, he's around my age only. I'm 22.
Yeah.
So he's around our age only.
Yeah, dude.
तेरी monkey के साथ signing कैसी हुई? How did you end up vibing with monkey?
Very interesting. My mom's been watching Beer Biceps
Yeah.
since she was like 10 years ago when he actually just started.
So yeah,
Oh.
7-ish, right? He's been in the game for what?
Yeah. Whenever
7
he
to
started,
9
my
years.
mom's been watching him. जो भी celebrity transformation हो.
हाँ वो training
that
करता था
whole
ना.
thing, yeah. And then जब call आया, like Ranveer just talked to my mom and she was like, कर ले भाई.
Also that time Ranveer was the one straight up talent hunting.
That time your mom was managing you.
Your mom was managing?
No, your mom was managing you.
I didn't really have a manager. My mom found out that I did social media when I was at 70k.
Ooh.
Pretty late.
I never really told my mom. I had blocked her from all social media platforms.
How did she find out?
My Masi sent on the family group chat, wow, Dave is at 70k.
And then?
And then my mom like just shouted at me, how have you not told me about this entire life of yours? And I'm like, mom,
You don't know.
brother,
आपको क्या पता है?
आपको क्या पता?
This is the new shit.
सेल्फी
जब
वेल्फी नहीं ले रहे थे लोग उस टाइम पे?
No.
कोई आया नहीं था सेल्फी लेने?
Bro, I'll tell you, in Mumbai, you know Juhu Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juhu Beach used to be like my safe space.
Right.
I used to go there just to enjoy, listen to music. I used to spend like at least like 7 hours there, just sitting and like having fun with my music. And then jab 100k hit hua, I used to go there and then people were like, can I take a picture?
Yeah.
Just fuck me up, bro. And like, I actually want to get a tattoo with like the coordinates of Juhu Beach on me because that's how important it is to me. And whenever I tell someone this is like Juhu Beach क्यों ले रहा है भाई चौपाटी है बेंचोद and there's
What's
just
the
like,
chopati?
Chowpatty is beach.
Oh, it's a beach. I thought chapati.
Chapati.
I didn't know what a
तू
chopati was.
कितना दिल्ली हो सकता है भाई?
भाई चौपाटी नहीं पता भाई.
इधर beach
तेरे को
नहीं है
कैसे पता है भाई?
Chopati is a beach.
Chowpatty is like the I don't really know what it means, but it's related to the beach.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it means beach.
Maybe. Bro. I don't know.
Keshav, do you know what chopati means?
I don't know the meaning. कहते हैं ये उसके पास है ना हाजी अली के आगे जाके उस तरफ से आता
Chowpatty
है.
is like everywhere, bro.
नहीं
whichever
जो
beach is there, there's a chowpatty.
अच्छा मुझे लगा स्पेसिफिकली उस वाले का नाम कहते हैं वो था.
Yeah, there is a chowpatty in town and shit.
हाँ उस वाले की
Chow
बात कर रहा हूँ.
patty. It's literally
That's how
like-
it's spelled.
Yeah.
It's like a patty and it's kind of Asian too.
Oh, do you mean these? Something like that?
Describe to the
Google कर
audience.
दिया भाई.
Describe to the audience what
Most
that is.
reliable source.
Chow patty is
Chow patty.
is a lot of people basically near the beach. It's basically the beach.
Google is the worst place. I have really shaky hands. Okay, I can't keep them steady at all.
Oh, chow patty. This.
No,
Oh. Sorry, guys. Even I don't know.
I don't even know, but I know it's not that.
This is a guy just chick near garbage. Is this chow patty?
Oh my god, aesthetic.
There's a lot of chow.
कचरे के साथ aesthetic.
There's a lot of chow patties. over
ये
there.
भी content creator है. ये भी content ही create कर रहे थे वहाँ पे.
I did-
Google is the worst place. Like I have really shaky hands,
Yeah.
and it's not because of anything. It's just like I went to neurologist, whatever. They said anxiety or hereditary.
Oh, you eat too much chocolate.
I
If
hate
you would
chocolate.
have, if you would have gone to my old therapist, that's what he would have said. Too much chocolate.
I hate any sweet. I don't eat any sweet. Ice cream, I hate. Chocolate, I hate. Everything.
Brownies and stuff.
Brownies, I hate.
Maybe that's the reason.
A churro, like a
Fuck a churro, bro.
fuck a churro.
I think you can.
How? A churro can fuck you.
God
You
damn.
can't fuck a churro.
That is true.
E.T. can also fuck you.
E.T.
Jesus
can fuck
Christ.
you. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Wait, no. Shut up.
Wow.
He was just gonna say something. I could sense it. Let's stop him before he goes overboard.
Abhay, but फिर you're saying that the people coming up to you kind of fucked up the safe space thing, but
Yeah.
don't you think it's also kind of cool? Like it's kind
I
of
have
cool.
moods. I have moods where
Yeah,
I want it,
Mhm.
and where most of it is where I really don't want it. Because like I go out with my friends, I go out with a date or something, and
Yeah.
they're just like, it's weird. Like I think recently I went with a girl, and someone came up to me, can I take a picture? And she gave the phone to the girl, can you take a picture?
Oh,
of it?
that, yeah. If it's
That's
a
a video.
date sort of a setting, then that can get
And I
kind of
don't go on
weird.
dates, bro. I hate dates.
Yeah.
The first dinner date I went on was yesterday.
And
was
how did
good.
it go?
It was good. It was good. But like that's just how distant I am from dates. Like I've been dating people, but they've always been like really like it doesn't matter. Like once we've got together and we don't have to try.
Yeah.
So I went yesterday to Palladium, and a girl came up to me, and then she's like, "Can I take a picture?" I'm like, "For sure." And then she gave the phone to the
Your
girl I
date,
was
which
with.
automatically corners them.
Yeah, and then she's like, "You must be doing this a lot."
The girl said so.
The girl that was taking the picture with me.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh, you must be doing this a lot to the date.
Date.
"Yeah."
उसके सामने.
Yeah.
Bruh. ये तो बहुत बड़ा फाउल कर दिया दीदी आपने.
दिल्ली की लड़की होगी तो फोन उसके सिर पे मार देती
हाँ
भाई.
भाई, ऐसे थोड़ी करते हैं. You must be doing this a lot. फिर
And then she took the picture, but then later it was just like awkward and shit. Like,
dude, damn.
That's actually
ये तो काफी
fucking
awkward हो गया
awkward.
भाई.
God damn. Even when I'm on like,
What did you say?
Huh?
What did you say to the girl?
I didn't say anything.
You
bro.
giggled?
I was like,
Yeah, so that
We should have done the
Yeah.
walking. Every day, all day.
That's what I say, bro.
Wait, shot लेके आओ. Yeah. You just instantly run out to the beach, start surfing.
But even dating is so hard, bro.
In what sense?
In Mumbai, like when I'm in LA, no one fucking cares who I am.
Yeah.
Like I have a whole different private Instagram. They think I'm a normal guy, whatever the fuck. And we go on dates, whatever, it's good. But when I come here, bro, if I match with someone, okay, very rarely I like someone on Bumble, Hinge or Tinder, and I swipe left.
Right.
Right is to match. Left is to say no.
Ignore. Huh?
Okay, right. I swipe right on them and we match. And then like, are you Raiyani from Instagram?
And then?
Instant turn off, bro.
I mean, if it's
Would you
like
date one of your fans? पता है
I
तू
mean,
relationship में, but would you?
I mean, it depends on how the interaction is, right? It depends on like if they're like, oh, I like your content, that's one thing. But if the whole conversation is just, oh, bench उस दिन कैसे मुड़ बात बोला था मजा आ गया ये वो Like
मेरे पापा को दिखा दिया.
Yeah, like तू कैसे जादू बना था, इतना प्यारा लग रहा था. Like, you know, if the whole thing is that, then
Just every reference is one of your reels.
yeah,
One
like
of your reels.
everything is like, you know, like she starts rhyming stuff and left right हो रही है, you know, then maybe not.
I don't think then that's the thing you need to be scared of.
Yeah, then maybe not. But
लड़की left right हो रही है.
अबे left right हो रही है, as in वो she says, hey bro, are you this is, and then goes to the right and says something.
से बात कर रही है.
Like that, that's how she's blowing me. ऐसे कर रही है, फिर कोई और बन गई. But yeah, so like maybe if it's like that, then no. But if it's like not like that, not like in a weird way, then
Yeah.
like I wouldn't really care.
What about y'all? Y'all have had relationships
Yeah.
Right.
Both of us, like all three of us are in relationships.
Right now.
together?
The
Podstarz baby.
Stars, bro.
OnlyFans भी आ रहा है अभी हमारा.
हम एक सारे king size bed पे सोते हैं.
Band है ना OnlyFans इधर?
बैंड हाँ
नहीं खुलता है.
खुलता है.
तू इटली का VPN लेके करता है तो
नहीं नॉर्मल भी खुलता है.
अबे नहीं, बट यहाँ पे तू बना नहीं सकता ना, because it's illegal to create
you know
pornography in
how
India.
much cash they make?
Yeah, it's quite a lot.
I saw Kirana
Even guys,
को.
dude.
But
Even
the
guys.
shelf life of that
Even
is
guys.
not very. Is not a lot. If you're an attractive dude, then sure.
Yeah. But bro, that in LA. I'm in LA.
LA's
People in my grade, they're like 20 and they have an OnlyFans. They pay for their college education, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure easily. वो तो
You know how
they
much
must
it
have
is
done
for
that in the
international
first 2
students?
weeks. Yeah, first 2
They
weeks
just
in
pay for
OnlyFans.
their college education, bro. And they don't even like show that much. Like they just do it.
Abhi, but the
In
thing
fact,
is like,
if you're attractive, do you agree that attractiveness is the most like asset that you have?
me personally,
Yeah.
no.
कर ले अपना को.
I don't derive my importance from my looks, and I never have.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm not that good looking. I used to have horrible teeth. I still think I have a giant nose. And I was always kind of bullied for the way I looked a little
Really?
bit. I had really bad skin. So I always derived my importance from, like, when I was a kid, all my importance came from basketball.
Okay.
Then it transitioned to like physical fitness.
Okay.
And now I've started kind of feeling comfortable with the way I look.
Mhm.
So now I derive my importance from being funny.
Funny.
Yeah. It's never been from the way I look.
Hmm.
So it's just I was never confident. I don't think I
Are you
still
confident now
with the way I look or with everything.
with everything?
With the whole package, yes, very much. So,
With
but
the
it
way you look?
Package.
with like with my personality, whatever I'm like, you know, everything milake, yes.
Mhm.
Particularly my looks, like I'm not. Yeah, I would say so. Now at 22, I would say so. Like I got like no girls when I was younger. I was just a total dud.
Zero.
Yeah.
Same.
So now I'm confident, but growing up, I was like so underconfident with the way I looked.
Do you think that helped you?
To be confident with the
How like unconfident you were
now.
to transition to so much?
I think so, yeah, because if I would be a different person if I wasn't placing my, you know, confidence in actual achievements. And because when you start placing your confidence in the things you're doing, then you want to do more of them, and it kind of creates a positive impact. But if it's all just how you look, because like when I go on the internet, I'm not like, you know, I'm not like a fashion influencer, or I'm not like a fucking fitness influencer. Like the way I look, obviously it plays a part in my everything as well, because it's like, you know, it's just it's like a psychological thing. If it's someone who looks half decent, whatever they're doing is going to get more traction.
Yeah.
And people can say whatever about this, but I still stand by that ki attractive people have it easier in the world.
Yeah.
Very, like, there is no fucking argument over that. So like obviously it helps a bit, but I get most of like my confidence from these other things, right? Like it's not from just the way I look.
Sure.
You build a personality when you're not attractive.
Yeah,
Like
you
a
actually
better
try to. Yeah,
personality,
you
yeah.
actually try to.
अगर ये नहीं है तो ये तो होना चाहिए.
वही ना फिर, क्योंकि बचपन में attention अब मैं कैसे garner करूँ? I have to become the class clown. I have to be
फिर
loud. I have to
चेहरा
be-
तो चूतिया है तो मैं भी
हाँ.
चूतिया बन जाता हूँ.
I have to be good at a sport. Like, you know, you like, you kind of try to find these other things
Yeah,
to
because that
build
builds
yourself
the
up.
best like kind of people to meet. Because like anybody who's like really attractive, fine. Like I remember in school also, like we'd go and talk to people because they were attractive, and mostly because they were attractive and popular because they were attractive.
Those two things kind of
Yeah.
usually would go hand in hand in
School,
school. Yeah.
हाँ. कौन कहेगा ये बहुत फनी है, इसको हम हमारे ग्रुप पे ले लेते हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता था.
वो भी होता था, but
I don't
but
think so.
I think the funny people in school were kind of always कि बेंच ये कितना weird है साला चूतिया.
हाँ,
Yeah.
exactly. He was like that.
Yeah,
Sure.
वो तो है. Yeah, but no, not.
What type of person were you in school?
I think AMK and I think these two are can define that.
We
better.
both knew him like a slightly different period. Like Keshav knew him before.
You think
Like
he's the same as school?
not at all.
Not at all.
Like
That's what-
100. Like it's a completely different person.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं.
Like completely different.
That's good though.
No, that's
In
a
a
very
good
good
way,
thing.
right?
In a
Yeah,
very
for
good
sure.
way.
Like I said, your circle just gets smaller,
For sure.
and that makes a pretty big difference. And once you stop trying to like fit into a larger group, and then you just kind of find your own.
Yeah.
Like in terms of even who you are, because once you stop trying to be like, yo, fuck, मेरे को इनको भी please करना है, उसको भी please करना है, इसको भी please करना है. In pleasing all of those people, you lose a little bit of yourself. And when you lose all of those people, once those are gone, then you're just yourself, because then you don't really care about pleasing other people.
In school, I was the most social person ever. I used to try to like please every single person ever,
Yeah.
and I used to like just like care for everyone in so much of a way that I didn't give a fuck about what I thought, right? And then when I left, I went from a different curriculum. I was an ICSE, and then I went to IB.
Oh, even I was in IB 11.
You were in
12th,
IB,
yeah.
right? So like it's a whole different switch, because the people in IB are like think so much different than from the other curriculum. So then they thought in a different way, and I had a girlfriend
Yeah.
through 11th, 12th,
Hmm.
and I only used to, whenever I get into a relationship, whenever I did, I only used to care about the girlfriend. I forgot about my friends. I forgot about socializing. I forgot about everything.
I think that happens to everyone to a certain extent.
But do you like that?
I don't dislike it.
You don't dislike it.
I don't dislike it.
You come to terms with it after a
You
while.
all fuck with teenage relationships?
I was
Nah.
never in one, so I can't.
I
say.
was in quite a bit of teenage relationships, but I realize now that, you know, the kind of maturity that comes afterwards, you really think that
Hmm.
that shit doesn't count.
It doesn't count, but like, you know, parents say you shouldn't get like in a relationship till you're like whatever mature enough. Would you all
Yeah.
agree with your parents?
No. I don't
wouldn't-
think
I don't
so.
think it's an age thing. I think it's like when you can actually align your future with the person you're with.
Mhm.
Like, let's say, like now, whoever I'm with, I can see myself actually being with her because our futures align, and we're working out things in a way where I can see myself being with her for the
Sure.
whatever rest of my life, right? So now I know from here onwards कि ऐसा नहीं होगा कि वो मतलब 3 साल बाद उसको कॉलेज जाना है और फिर वो डिसीजन will be like the end of it. Like it has to be कि अगर 3 साल बाद वो उसको पोस्ट ग्रेड भी करना है, तो that'll happen in a way where I know either she'll adjust, I'll adjust, and we'll adjust. So until you can find the person who's going to be adjusting enough to the point where you don't have to be worried about it ending because of a decision like that,
Do you believe in soulmates?
to a certain degree.
If you were married, you're
Yeah.
fully married, all of you all are married, happy, and this new technology comes out where it matches your DNA to find your specific soulmate.
Yeah.
Would you all leave your wife, or would you all keep going and keep going to the soulmate?
I have a different idea of soulmates though. I feel like you could have someone who totally matches who you are.
Yeah.
And it won't work out.
It won't work out.
Dude, relationships are literally just effort. It's about who actually wants to be there to reciprocate the effort.
For sure.
You can find the perfect person who'd be like the perfect personality to match with, but I feel like that's just better off as best friend instead of a relationship.
Because I think opposites in terms of like feelings definitely
Way
attract.
better. It's way better.
Yeah.
Opposite track. Yeah.
Like if somebody's better in, that's how somebody betters you. If both of you are same, nobody's gonna better you.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Then you're kind
You
of just
learn shit.
stuck in that
Right.
little
Fair.
bubble.
Yeah, fair.
Nobody is like, you don't look up to them to help you in something then.
If 12-year-old Dave saw you right now, would he be happy?
He'd be confused.
In what sense?
He'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Okay.
In
But
a
he'd
Gurgaon
also be
basement.
like,
Yeah?
In a Gurgaon basement.
"Like, why the fuck are you in a Gurgaon basement, bro?"
With 3 cameras.
Screen
Yeah.
band kar di. Like, what the fuck?
But he'd also be like really fascinated by what the fuck he's doing, because 12-year-old Dave was really not confident, not
Yeah.
social, not anything.
Hmm.
He was just a dude, like just moving on with life. 12-year-old Dave used to think about day by day. He used to think like whatever happens, happens. But he never cared about the future. And by the time he got 15, he cared a lot about the future and he didn't care about what happened in the moment. And right now I'm at this point where I care only about the moment, but I'm also considering like if the moment like matches to the future. So if I do something right now, will it be worth it? But that also fucks up my mind right now, because if I think about what's worth it, what if I die in the next 5 minutes? What if I get hit by a car?
It's like a mixture of the two, right? Like it has to be satisfying in
growing.
the moment. It has to be satisfying in the moment, but it also has to be in line with the future. Because like to me, satisfying in the moment right now could be shooting some fucking heroin, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't align with my future at all.
It does not at all.
I thought it was going to shooting a podcast.
No, like you know, like I could like what fucking
Momentary happiness.
yeah, like momentarily, what would satisfy me right now would be just fucking popping some pills and masturbating for 3 hours, right?
For sure.
Maza to aa jayega behenchod, but that's not
It's not.
right. In that you need to sort of be in the middle of that, right?
Yeah.
So like contemplating that, I don't think is bad. I think that's completely normal.
Sure. What do you think about the, like you're in content creation,
Yeah.
you all consume it. What do you think about the Indian content creation scene right now? Honest opinion.
I think it's great.
I think it's wide. Like there's too much of everything, which is a good thing.
Mhm.
But there's everything. Compared to TikTok, there's certain niches, right? Whereas Indian content creation, that's everything. There's literally everything. Some things you can't even like realize that it's a category.
What I find fascinating about the Indian content creation scene is that there's going to be somebody who's a tier 3 creator
Mm-hmm.
doing his thing, and then there'll be a tier 1 creator doing his own thing. There's so much diversity
Fair.
that you can consume so much like random fucking shit. Like केशव वो हमें कौन बकवास टॉक्स क्या कि
यूजर नेम याद नहीं, बट वो जो डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंजर वाला देखा होगा शायद.
नहीं उसने बता करके दिखाने एक बारी
करके कहते हो, मैं थोड़ी हूँ वो.
क्या कैसे बोलता कैसे था वो
जो चश्मा उठा लिया है, कहते डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंजर देखने
अबे
गया था.
ढंग से
क्या था मैंने देखा
अरे
है?
यार दोस्तों डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंजर देखने गया था 3D चश्मा मार लिए भी यार. Like, you know, like
देखा था मैंने.
there'll be like that, and then there's going to be like a fucking tier 1 guy like ranting about his fucking hair and making some very cliche bullshit.
Puneet Superstar.
Like a Puneet superstar, right? Like you
Have
know
you seen
Puneet
Puneet?
is
No.
fuck dude. So basically it's so diverse and it's just the start. I'm fucking optimistic about
We are
it.
at the start, yeah.
Yeah, this is just the start, because right now people are, dude, there is not a single Logan Paul in India because people actually haven't maximized what can be done through social media. अभी तो सब लोग creation space में ही अटके हुए हैं. लोगों ने actual businesses set up करना and to like actually branch out and do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. That's not happening right now.
Sure.
Like, you know, like you're going from content to music.
Yeah.
You know, people are going to start making those transitions, and then people will see, because content is only for 3 to 5 years, in my opinion.
For sure.
And after that, you need to pick what actually of that creative part you like,
Mhm.
and then you pursue that. तो वो अभी होना शुरू होगा. तो अभी तो like बस start हो रहा है. तो ये भैंचोद जो अब ये कह रहा है कि बहन चश्मा मार लिया भी हैं, तो अब क्या पता भैंचोद 5 साल बाद ये क्या कर रहा हो. So I'm very optimistic and I'm very fascinated, and I don't think of it as कि there's not enough to go around. Like, you know, like there's enough people in India for everyone to have a following.
Yeah.
So just the pure creativity of it is fascinating to me.
For sure.
And the tier 1 people who kind of like are कि अब मैं कोई गाली नहीं दूंगा, कुछ ये नहीं करूंगा, ये नहीं करूंगा, ताकि मेरा कंटेंट क्लीन हो जाए और फिर मेरी ऑडियंस बढ़े और फिर मेरे को बेटर ब्रांड्स मिले. आई डोंट लाइक दैट. I like people who are truly doing it to enjoy it and are having fun in the process of doing it, because I feel like those are the people who are actually going to be doing this for 5, 7, 8, 10 years
Right.
in different forms.
Yeah.
But agar that part is fascinating to me. There's obviously
'Cause-
annoying stuff as well, but overall I'm very optimistic.
This game is so brand new in India. Nobody knows how it works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is that there is no like actor में तुम भैंचोद एक मूवी करोगे, दूसरी मूवी करोगे, फिर एक थोड़ी better movie, and now you're a Ranveer Singh, you're a Shah Rukh Khan, right?
Yeah.
So that's a fairly straight trajectory.
Yeah.
But you don't know where you go with content.
Right.
You're just planting a seed. Now the tree is going to grow. The branch is only going to grow till a certain point, and then the branches will grow out. Like, I mean, the trunk will only grow to a certain point, then the branches will grow out.
Sure.
So right now, people are at the trunk phase. When the branches start coming out is when we'll see who sticks around for 6, 7, 8 years and who's
Yeah,
still
you
in the
guys are the
creative
ones.
space.
You guys are the starters. You realize that you have to see where it goes, and then people realize, okay, this guy landed up with this.
I can do that
this.
too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty cool to see where all of these, like, you know, like 24 and under people end up like 10 years later.
Yeah, for sure.
Or yeah, like ऐसे
Which
like
is fucking cool.
there's like
yeah.
so many like you know like
It's fun.
people who are in like I see a lot of creators who were not financially well to do and stuff, and now through social media they're actually
Yeah,
This
doing
is a
lot
livelihood.
better.
This is actually a livelihood for some people.
for sure.
And it's cool. It's cool to see like in India. It's cool to see this sort of entertainment rise because. Dude, it's been too long since there's only been Bollywood. समझ रहा है like हो गया भाई like वो वाला time खत्म हो गया like
For sure.
because I don't have the patience to watch a full movie or even a fucking TV show. I can watch a podcast, but I can barely ever sit my ass through a movie unless it's really good. So it's time for the new era of entertainers to pop up. Like now, those people are actually getting recognition, so it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
The new platforms are providing these people to get means to get recognition.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I saw this video where this dude was talking about how this is working out, right? Like content creation and everything is working as entertainment. Sooner or later, homemade movies are going to be so good that they can actually be theatrical cuts.
बॉलीवुड अब क्या कर रहे हैं कहते हैं दे आर कहते हैं कास्टिंग द इन्फ्लुएंसर्स आल्सो जैसे अभी वरुण धवन की जो मूवी आई थी दे आर टेकिंग देम फॉर देयर क्लाउड अभी कौन सी
For
मोस्टली
you also,
सेम
like homemade movies, like tech is also going to develop so much.
It already has, dude.
Exactly.
Now to make it on
But-
YouTube, your production quality needs to be insane. Like if we started this podcast 10 years ago, we could have had one fucking microphone in the middle and all of us could have been
Correct,
speaking in it. समझ रहे हैं? We didn't need all of these angles.
मेरी बारी है मेरी बारी है
नहीं like एक ही बीच में और
हाँ,
उसमें
पता है,
सबकी
सभी
आवाज आ रही
बोले
समझ
जा
रहे हैं
रहे
और
हैं,
उसको तुम we wouldn't have to master it,
Right.
we wouldn't have to fucking clean it up, we wouldn't have to do anything, we could just put it up on the internet and that was good enough.
Yeah.
But now because we've like tech has progressed so much.
So fucking
Look
much.
at MKBHD, bro. He's filming his fucking YouTube videos on
8K cameras.
on studio level fucking professional movie cameras.
Some movies also aren't shot like on those fucking
on literally
cameras.
$50,000 setups.
It's the same as music. Music was only made in studios. It was very expensive to make 20 years ago. But now everybody with a laptop can make music and has made music and has made hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Russ को ही देख ले भाई.
Huh? Russ,
Independent artist, bro.
anything.
Yeah.
So I think that independent movie directors thing is also probably
But
going to come really
he
soon.
gets so much hate.
Huh?
Yeah, he does.
The whole hip hop community hates Russ, bro. But he keeps doing his shit,
Yeah.
right?
Dude, Russ has some bangers. I
Bro,
fucking
Russ-
love Guess
Russ
What.
mostly has bang.
Yeah.
But still, since he's an independent artist and he doesn't give a fuck about what labels and what everyone says, that's always going to be a thing. Whatever the majority thinks, it's always going to be like more of that than what you actually think.
Right.
And that's how the mentality should be when you make anything.
Anything.
Whatever you create, you should only do what you fucking think. Because Russ, bro, he's coming to India.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
coming to India.
Everyone I've met wants to go for his concert.
Correct.
Fucking India, bro. He lives in fucking US.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And he's Russ.
Hmm.
Like, Russ Roti.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck I just said that.
Ras Malai.
God. But like to reach a whole other country is so much.
Right.
But everyone I've met wants to go for that Russ concert.
Correct.
Like the impact he has being an independent artist without any marketing.
Huh.
And most of the marketing, bro, like India, the ad scene. I'll talk about that. I haven't done a promotion or a collaboration with a thing in like a year. Because they're so artificial. Like they are only thinking in the way where a TV perceives. Like I see a content creator creating a reel from their iPhone. And then suddenly I see a HD 4K video of Garnier. Right? And they're like, they're so artificial with it. Like ads have to figure out how to transition into the real space.
Even their ideas are very in your face. Like the scripts that they're anticipating, expecting
Bro,
are
you
very.
have an attention span of 2 seconds when you scroll through reels.
उसमें भी अगर वो टीवी वाला ad पेल दोगे तो फिर कौन
If
देखेगा?
you're sponsored in that shit, I'm gonna scroll past.
Bro, yeah, that's fucking.
So
I
you-
didn't put a finger on it, but this makes more sense
You have
now.
2 seconds to catch the person's attention.
Huh.
And if the first 2 seconds is, hey, I am Dash
Yeah.
and I
I
love
s-
this
yeah,
fucking
I scroll.
product piece.
But the thing is कि brands to push for that only. You need to stand your ground and fight for it. Like nowadays I say I just say no.
Okay,
I
2
say
years
no
ago.
to that stuff.
Yeah, 2 years ago when I was just starting to get into the brand scene,
Yeah.
I was working with brands. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, पैसा मिल रहा है,
So
okay.
you just did it.
डाल रहा हूँ. But then after I started growing followers or whatever, and I actually started caring about, like, if I was an audience and suppose I see you, suppose I see you, bro, you're creating really good content and you're creating like I relate to it so much that I love it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I see this fucking brand deal, right? And I'm like, you're like completely different from your whole personality.
Yeah.
Because brands want that. They want to only cater to what the brand wants.
They want to basically they want you to portray what that brand's images instead of yours.
Yeah. And you're like fully artificial and you're like completely different from what you actually put. I hate that.
And you won't get views, so the brand is technically defeating its own purpose.
It is, bro. That's what I want them to understand. Like, you have to like cater to the creator's audience in a way where you also like think about what the creator's audience is. Because they only think about what the general audience is.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's this new thing that started, bro, with celebrities.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna get to that.
Yeah, we were talking about that, right?
Celebrity collabs, ये movies के लिए promotion के लिए वो creator को बुला लेते हैं ना, और फिर वो creator के साथ reel बनाते हैं और उस बहनचोद reel के कोई सर पैर होते नहीं है.
वो भी टाइगर श्रॉफ ने 50 लोगों के साथ करा था.
Yeah,
exactly.
छोटी बच्ची हो क्या?
वो आया था ना.
Some people got creative with it. Some people made
make really good shit,
yeah.
bro. But most of the people, like on a day when they're like, you have this thing when you're allowed to post.
Yeah.
Right? You make that thing, you wait for 5 days, and then you post it. You're allowed to post then. And they all posted the same day. Imagine I'm a guy, I'm just scrolling through my Instagram, and every fucking post is with the celebrity, but it's different people. It's just like a fucking, like, it's just like a simulation. It's just different people with the same person making the same type
it's
of content.
Weird, yeah.
It was
weird.
the same set and they were doing the same dance.
So you get tired of that shit. Bro, everything
is the same, yeah.
And it's not even the content creator's fault. It's just these celebrities have realized how big content, the content space
can
be.
And this saal hua hai ye. And this is just the start of Bollywood realizing the power of regular
influencers.
Yeah.
Bro, I'll tell you the story. This certain actor, okay, my mom works really close with them. He wanted to buy a certain thing.
Yeah.
And he didn't have the funds for it. And he had done all his movie promotion and thing, but he wanted to make a statement. So he told his manager that okay, अभी जो भी brand deal आए उसको हाँ कह दें. And whatever money we get. But imagine a celebrity who has a lot of followers and engagement, him telling the brands that okay, I want to do it. Whatever brand deal he did, and he bought the thing that he wanted to. And that thing was really, really expensive. Like, really, like, expensively expensive. And he bought that shit. So the power that content and, like, the space we're in is, bro, it's just going upwards. It's just going upwards. And the money is mad. The money is crazy.
It's only going to get crazier.
It's going to get only crazier. So all these celebrity people, they're realizing the power of it. But we're going to get to this point where everyone realizes the part of it. And that part is going to be like the peak. And at that peak, people have to utilize that shit. And then everyone's going to get... Bro, every second person that I meet wants to be a content creator.
और वो US में तो बहुत time से चल रहा है.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You remember we talked about like we're at the end of it and like US is at the end of it and we're at the start of it. But that's good. Right? Like... not even in a business point of view, like in just like a general point of view, you have to see that the opportunity that this creates, since India is like a progressing country,
and India is also a country with 1 billion people.
Bro,
our
India
audiences are not the same.
Audience.
Our audiences are not the same as the US. And in India, you don't get followings, you get cults.
You get cults, bro.
Yeah, it's not the same.
देखा है क्या Carrie Minati, everything.
शाहरुख खान और सलमान खान को ही देख लो भाई.
Bro, exactly.
Fans in India are just different breed.
And look at fucking cricketers, bro. Cricketers are like straight up perceived as gods.
Yeah, literally. They're just different breeds, like people in India. Compared to, it's just either people are too dedicated or either people, if they hate you, they hate you.
Yeah.
I have an interesting question. Where do you think we'll be in like 20 years?
As a country?
Yeah.
I think we'll progress a lot.
We'll be the #1 most powerful country in the world.
For sure.
We're
have
gonna
my
progress
theory.
too much.
For
Because
sure.
the US is on the downfall. I was just going to ask you that. What does it feel like to be in the US? Do you feel safe?
Bro, I get so much racism when I'm in the US.
You
do?
You do?
A lot, bro.
And you don't even look
like
you look like you could pass off as a Hispanic guy too.
yeah, people. Bro, I get
But then you
Mexican.
you get racist
I get
to that also.
Mexican racism.
क्या की? ए
Like they
papi.
think, yeah, they think I'm Mexican, and
Cholo.
and I still feel bad. But like, when it comes to Indian, like if I'm a short guy, I'm like 5'8", and then whatever. Like they just look down upon you when my accent comes out.
Yeah. Do you try to alter it?
Yeah, I alter it one time in a while, but like when I'm actually talking,
Yeah.
most of the time when I'm
It's
actually talking, I
normal.
speak in my Indian accent, and they're just like, "What the fuck?" I like the first 2 weeks I was in college. They were like, "How the fuck do you know English? How the fuck are you so
Yeah.
progressive? Aren't there like slums in India? Like how the fuck do you live?"
I think वो English वाला तो I think सबको whenever you go to college most people get
English
that
का
कि
सबको
how
होता है.
do they know English?
You can say some like really big English word because usually US
और
people
गोरों
are
को
really
नहीं पता होगा
usually
भाई.
US people are really bad at English.
They
That
won't
is
actually
true.
know those fucking terms
हाँ.
because white people on average, I don't mean to be racist here, are a little dumb.
Bro, are you hallucinating? I'm here to hypnotize you. ऐसा rap कर दिया.
Eminem? गाड़ पड़ जाएगी भाई उसकी.
Yeah, dude.
But हाँ फिर what like you get racism and like don't
And I
you just
hated that, bro.
the US?
I hate the US. Like most people dream of going abroad. I'm just like, bro, India is like, if you're
India's
born
fucking
Mhm.
India's
late.
so good, bro.
We have our issues, but India's a
India's
great
there's
country.
so many opportunities, so many like
way
things
more
to do.
opportunities भाई क्योंकि US की तो opportunities सारी लोगों ने already छीन भी
exhausted.
ली है भाई
They're
exhaust हो गई है
exhausted.
वही.
This is the time to be in India also, bro. Like
Exactly.
I feel like
For
this is
sure.
the progressing thing that we always need, and it's actually happening now.
Maybe mindset and our old belief system and all of that stuff. Maybe we're not progressing as hard as I would like to.
But it's not that
But
it's not happening.
Professionally, we're shooting up. And dude, like, don't you feel a little unsafe with the whole fucking school shootings or ye wo or
Bro,
bhenchod?
I had the first drill that I had. Usually in Mumbai, we have a fire drill, just whatever drill, normal drills. In US, when I went, we had a school shooting drill.
Bro.
We had a school shooting drill, bro. And that shit
क्या
was
सिखाया क्या
intense.
उसमें?
टेबल के नीचे छुप जाओ.
Table के नीचे छुप जाओ, find the safest place, appoint a leader in case something happens. And I was just like, how is this a fucking thing?
Exactly, dude. How
Why
the fuck is this a thing?
fucking thing?
And the fact that they're still protecting the Second Amendment and they're fine.
Bro, you saw what fucking thing just came out about the abortion rights?
And they were fine with the Second Amendment.
yeah, dude, like
Bro, like they literally went back like 100 years. They fucking federally हुआ है ना, federally criminalize हो गई है ना abortion.
yeah.
Like it's become illegal federally to get
Yeah.
abortions, but the Second Amendment stays the same because we have our guns murka.
yeah.
Like भाई वहाँ पर वो कह रहे हैं कि गन कंट्रोल भी नहीं चाहिए उन्हें. वो कह रहे हैं कि हम अपनी स्कूल्स को फोर्टिफाई कर देंगे. How much money will it take to make a school? Bulletproof doors, bulletproof glasses.
4th of July को अभी इनका जो इंडिपेंडेंस
Oh,
होता
fuck, that
है
was
202 people were killed all over the country.
Yeah, dude.
Every state,
Yeah.
every single state had a mass shooting.
Yeah, dude.
Did they give the teachers any weapons at your
Yeah,
school?
now they're arming the teachers.
celebration में
हमारे
गोलियां चल गई
teachers को
उनकी.
weapons नहीं चाहिए था student डराने के लिए.
Concealed carry, and they're being taught how to rapid response shooting and stuff.
टीचर के लिए बात कर रहा है पीछे.
हाँ, नहीं,
तू
but
खड़ा
that's
जा.
the thing ना, Indian teachers को weapons नहीं चाहिए होते students
चौक
डराने के लिए.
चौक मार देते हैं.
सीधे जूता या चौक जाता है.
जूता.
Abbe, in what sort of an environment does a kid grow up in? Like, you're just fucking cancel the guns, but these people are so stuck to the Second Amendment, it's ridiculous, bhai. The left and right are so polarized. The US has become
Yeah.
such a weird place, dude. Like,
That's true.
recently a friend of mine was like, oh, when are you gonna like come to visit the US soon or whatever? I was like, dude, I don't know if I want to eventually. I like, yeah, I really don't know if I want to.
It's really fucked.
The fact that they still are like कि guns control नहीं करेंगे, schools को fortify कर देते, बच्चों के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा होगा भाई?
Dude, it's really fucked.
कि हम लोग basically we're going to school in a prison.
Yeah.
But do you feel that being there? Do you think the Americans feel it too? Do you think there's a general anxiety in the air?
I'm in LA. It's a really liberal place, and it's like really like growing as a state, but other states, bro, like LA and New York, that's the only two states I've been in. But what I hear about like the other states, they're either really left or really right.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground.
LA is fairly left though.
LA is fairly left.
So is New
but
York.
they're
New York is
open
also
to
fairly
things.
left.
Yeah, they're also open to things because they don't really think about stuff in that way. They're like open-minded. But wherever I go in LA, bro, even LA as a place is like Mumbai into 1000.
In what sense?
In like fakeness.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
in
yeah,
sense of just pretending to be something.
Yeah.
Like Mumbai, I hate socializing with people.
Why is that? Because everyone's trying to be someone they're not.
I think it's less about that. It's just everyone's trying to be someone that they want to be, and it's a race where everyone's trying to do that, and then they compete against each other.
Everyone's trying to play weird status games.
Yeah.
I don't know how healthy that is. I mean, competitiveness is good. Like if you live in a city where everybody's trying to do the same thing and just I'm gonna be the first one to do it, which is not that bad. But like everybody is just making friends and
pulling
then
each other down to get
yeah,
there
that's
is not
the yeah
too healthy.
exactly.
But it's not even subconsciously putting them down. Like just like indirectly putting them down. You know, like if social media is a very sensitive place. Like if I put an idea out and someone copies that shit and puts it out, my followers will say that, oh, what the fuck, you just copied that shit.
Yeah.
But then their followers will also be like, no, it's an original idea, whatever the fuck.
They laugh at it. And they're like,
And no one knows like what originality is. They
Right.
just keep defending. It's about defending, bro. If you fuck with a person that much,
Yeah.
that's what social media is. You have to create such a big thing, create such a persona of yourself where people just fuck with you constantly.
Yeah.
Whatever you do. That's what happened in US. Like there are some people who are uncancelable,
Yeah, for sure.
right? Like KSI. He's done so, you know KSI?
Yeah, of course.
He's done so much questionable shit in the past. Joji, you know Joji?
yeah.
Like he was Filthy Frank before, right?
Yeah.
He was like fucked up as a person. Like he's so many fucked up
Mhm.
things. But it translates into how you grow. That's what people don't understand in India. Like you can grow as a person, right?
I feel like the thing is that if you keep it real, that growth can actually show. But like if you're like, if it's constantly like chess, if it's always managed, right?
Mhm.
Pehle, when you fuck up, you were fake. And now you're also being fake
Mm-hmm.
to get out of the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Then people can perceive that.
Yeah.
But if you're keeping it 100 from the start and you're not trying to be someone, like that's what I dislike about certain like creators, like what differentiates us from A-listers and like Bollywood people, like Dwayne Johnson is always playing a character.
Yeah.
He's never himself.
Yeah.
He's always motivated. He's always like pumped about life. He's never sad. He's never real.
But that's also the difference between actors and YouTubers, right? Actors don't have to actually come out with their real personalities every day.
That's what.
Yeah.
So as a creator, what makes you stand out and stand apart from those people is that you can keep it real. And as long as you're keeping it real, I feel like the people who fuck with you will always be around.
But that's
like,
the thing, right? Like most people don't understand that. They always
But
trying to
dude-
please other people.
Yeah. Like if
Most
you're
of the people.
that's what is weird about the whole space, right? Like that is the weird part. But as long as you can stay away from that whole thing, then I think it's pretty cool because then you're
I
just
was
doing
trying
your
to
thing.
please people till I actually like got fame.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got fame, I really didn't fucking care. Like till I got fame in school, I always tried to please other people. Like whenever they said, "क्या कर रहा है भाई? YouTube क्यों कर रहा है?
Yeah.
क्या कर रहा है? Cringe content बना रहा है?" I used to always like try to up their game and the whole psychology thing. But then I played so much in my mind where it just got numb. And whatever they fucking said, it didn't fucking matter to me.
Yeah.
So when I actually started with the reels and shit, it just played to a thing where I should do what I want. But it's still like right now, someone said to me, as you grow older, you get more sensitive, right?
Towards others or in general?
In general, you get
ठीक
more
है.
sensitive. Do you think that?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I was way more fucked up when I was younger.
Yeah, I was probably way more
मैंने तो भाई
cold-hearted.
क्या बकचोदी नहीं करी है when I was
Not just
fucking 17,
sensitive,
18.
you start seeing things from different perspectives. as
Exactly.
well.
Right,
that's
right,
a good
right,
point.
correct.
You start seeing कि दूसरे like बंदे को कैसा लग रहा होगा and types, right?
Yeah.
Like before you pass an insensitive remark, like the other day Keshav and I were in sort of a sticky situation where we, without unknowingly, made fun of someone. And याद है तेरे को? We unknowingly made fun of someone and then
Was it me?
No man, तेरे को लगता है हमें फर्क पड़ेगा
तेरे को बताएंगे कि तेरा मजाक उड़ा है.
But yeah, like after, even though it was fucking funny, if we were kids, we would just laugh at it and be like, "Man, maza aa gaya, ha, yo," and forget about it. But when you're older, you're like, "Fuck, that person must have actually felt bad," and I feel bad for that person. I hate that I did that to him, and now he's gonna think about it for a few weeks and feel bad about it. So you start thinking more about other people's perspectives.
When were you guys hanging out without me?
The last podcast.
Oh. I
साउथ
started
इंडिया
feeling
में था
bad.
तू.
What did you say?
तो साउथ इंडिया में था.
पुणे साउथ इंडिया में नहीं है भाई.
तेरे लिए साउथ ही है भाई.
क्यों?
हमारे साउथ इंडिया ही तो हुआ.
दिल्ली के साथ साउथ ही हुआ.
ओ अबे साउथ
ऐसे चलता है?
साउथ टू दिल्ली.
ओह अच्छा.
South to Delhi.
नहीं साउथ इंडियन साउथ महाराष्ट्र में तो है.
महाराष्ट्र साउथ.
यार
महाराष्ट्र साउथ है?
नहीं.
हाउ इज महाराष्ट्र साउथ?
तो
West
किस
है ना?
जो और नीचे उनके लिए वो
Western
महाराष्ट्र भी नॉर्थ
Ghats.
होगा, हमारे लिए तो महाराष्ट्र भी साउथ ही है.
Where is Maharashtra?
साउथ की.
गांडू.
अरे भाई.
वेस्ट में वेस्टर्न घाट्स नहीं सुना है क्या?
हाँ, I've heard about Western Ghats.
Yeah, you've heard about Western Ghats.
I
Still
studied
in
about
the-
It's west.
The
It's west.
gossip
It's
about
still in the
Western
southern part of
Ghats.
India.
But it's western region in India.
Yeah, that's
तुम्हारे लिए
it's-
साउथ हुआ. Everything is south.
You're wrong,
down
Keshav.
India.
You're dumb now.
guys.
Guys, comment Keshav is dumb.
We get like 22 comments.
All of them
So-
should be
By
Keshav is
100
dumb.
बना दो.
22 Keshav is dumb and 22 creative hate comment.
Creative hate comments on Dev.
Hard.
Hard.
तुम लोग का perception क्या है बॉम्बे का?
Very cramped.
Cramped.
Molly and I didn't like Bombay that much.
I
be
don't think
honest.
I could never live in Bombay.
Even I could.
Really?
Yeah,
I love Gurgaon.
Dude, the thing about me is that I want to entertainment industry is never going to pull me to Bombay because I'll always just do something related to what I'm doing and I can do that by myself.
Yeah.
Or I'll create a team around me to do it over here. I don't want to move to Bombay. I feel like it's very cramped.
Right now, I honestly feel Gurgaon is the best city.
Dude, like घर like बहुत cramped है, छोटे हैं, and like somebody who's lived in Delhi their whole lives, you can't. It's very hard for us to like go and live transition to Bombay. I feel like.
Yeah, same. Like if I lived in Bombay, I can't transition to anywhere. Even LA, I hate it.
But yeah, that's what.
In LA, I hate it. Like it's too much.
I thought it's not even Delhi for me. It's just Gurgaon.
हाँ, I know. Gurgaon is the
It's
vibe.
too OP. Like I feel like Gurgaon is better than any city I've ever been in India. कुछ तो है गुड़गांव के बारे में.
I mean, it's hometown.
It's not even. मतलब
Like,
दिल्ली में भी रहा हूँ.
Most of the people, like my friend group that I've met, they've always wanted to settle in the US.
Hell no.
That's I feel like.
hated that.
Dude, now they're gonna change that because सबको लगता था कि US land of
US
opportunity.
land of opportunity.
US land, you get shot, baby. It's hunting season. It's open season now.
Wow.
Like,
but yeah, US is at the end of it.
yeah, dude. It's the
As I said.
now it's the number one superpower. That position is up for grabs.
भाई इंडिया बनने वाला है.
इंडिया बनेगा भाई
for
क्योंकि
sure.
चाइना में
Easily.
सिविल वॉर होगी. चाइना होगा कैंसिल अंदर से ही.
ट्विटर में कैंसिल होएगा चाइना.
चाइना अंदर से चुट जाएगा. And I think that India is going to be there to take.
You can read about listen to the dark stories of China on our previous podcast.
That was Japan.
Oh, shit,
Wow.
Sorry. I messed up. I messed up. Sorry. That was
अभी
Japan.
क्या कमेंट कर रहा था?
मैंने बोली थी
तूने
story.
इसने stories narrate करी. That was Japan. Anyway, Dave, on a lighter note, what's your favorite sex position?
Suck londa.
Are you into sex and stuff?
No. I wait till marriage.
Like, do you like that stuff? Like, would you say like?
I don't actually like sex.
Do you spend a considerable amount of your time thinking about it? Because when I was 20,
No.
I was thinking about sex a
No,
lot.
not at all actually.
No?
No, for real. Like I swear, like I don't.
The
think about
dude sitting next to you, he's pretty asexual too.
Yeah, I've had my phases where I was actually asexual. for like
EMK
a
was
year.
attracted to like plants and stuff.
No, I've had-
No,
it.
nothing.
What the fuck?
Little bit.
like wo jo,
Attracted to plants? Like you wanted to fuck a tree?
no,
No,
bro, like the
I
aloe
did
vera
fuck a
leaf,
tree.
aloe vera leaf, and how when you open it, it's like slightly moist and wet. Yeah, aloe vera.
I used to.
That was EMK.
No, but I had my phase when I think I was in like 10th grade.
Yeah.
Jo bhi, whenever I saw porn for the first time, I was like,
10th grade is when you saw porn for the first time.
What?
7th grade,
Yeah,
Yeah.
realistically.
realistically.
Oh, I had the
You know-
most traumatizing. Oh, you can
You
go
had a
first.
No, tell me.
No, you're
No, tell
I
me.
had the most traumatizing experience with my first porn video ever.
Why?
Yeah, because I lived in Delhi and I think it was harassment.
Why is that the first thing?
Because I lived in Delhi. तो क्या हुआ था मैं ना 2 और लौंडों के साथ देख रहा था.
What the
Oh,
So-
that's a very common occurrence.
That's a very common occurrence in Delhi,
Delhi?
and they were both older than me. They were in like I was in like 4th, 5th
स्क्रीनिंग होती
grade.
थी porn की वहाँ पे.
I
स्क्रीनिंग
was,
होती.
it was at my house. I was in 4th, 5th grade. Again, these guys were like in 9th. ठीक है 8th, 9th. ठीक है.
Oh wow, 4th, 5th, almost double.
हाँ तो ये मेरे को गंजू बुलाते थे because I was bald.
What do you mean
और
you were
कभी कभी
bald?
कालू because I was black. तो
Wow.
गंजू I used to bounce between गंजू and कालू. ठीक है.
Okay.
But you were friends with them because you weren't woke back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to think it was cool.
Oh yeah. Same
Kalu.
way.
So anyways, but then what happened was we were watching and I'm just like, because I used to imagine girls also had dicks. I never knew girls didn't
What
have
do you
dicks.
mean?
Dude,
Like,
I-
he didn't know it was a slit.
Yeah, I always think like kissing was it. That's it. There was nothing beyond
किसी से
kissing.
बच्चा चल रहा था.
Huh?
Kissing say
I thought I didn't. I
Pregnant
never
was
thought about it. I
Okay,
never
fair,
thought about
fair,
kids.
fair.
तो फिर ये हुआ ठीक है फिर पॉन देख रहे मैंने चलो ठीक है समझ आ रहा है मुझे I looked back and this dude had his dick out and he was literally stroking it.
wow, the fact
Like-
the word he
like
used
us.
for it, dude. AMK भाई देव थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट पे हो जा मेरे को लग रहा है इसका खड़ा हो रहा है. Dude use the term
लेफ्ट पे जा मैं उसके तरफ
तो
जा
और
रहा
क्या
हूँ.
कहूँगा और क्या
Stroking
कहूँगा
it.
तो
Like,
stroking ही तो
stroking
कहूँगा
is a very sexual descriptive term. I can just imagine this hunk
तो
of a
मोटा
man.
सा
He was
हिला
going
रहा
up
था
and down with it.
he was going up and down with
Yeah,
it.
and was he a man that intimidated you?
Not really because it was down like it was soft but he was trying to get it hard.
was overall was the
descriptive.
man someone you would be like I look up to this man like
no,
intimidating?
no, not really.
Okay.
ठीक है, so not intimidated. AMK
Not-
is
not at
looking
all.
at this man stroking his
Now
soft
I still have a
penis.
picture of his dick for some reason because it's
What
the first
the
time.
fuck?
I'm not, but it's the first
I don't
traumatizing.
buy this.
It's the first.
I don't buy this.
dead ass remember that moment because he was sitting behind me
Picture
and there
तेरे
was
पास
this
photo
dude.
है उसकी.
नहीं, just mental
अच्छा.
image. पागल है मैं पीछे मुड़ के पिक्चर थोड़ी ले लूंगा तब 4th 5th ग्रेड में कैसे कैमरा थे भाई वो
तो
मेरे पास
mentally-
फोन ही नहीं था
Mentally तूने कुछ photo
हाँ
ले ली.
मैंने भाई this is the most traumatizing thing I looked back and he was stroking his dick.
Oh
You look
wait,
back-
wait. This
Were
is
you-
not in the porn. This is
No, this was the
Oh.
dude. This was the dude sitting
Oh,
behind
yeah,
me.
You were with your friends and you were stroking his dick.
That's what.
Oh my
That's-
God.
I was asking
Whole
you if he
different
was-
story, bro.
I was asking you if it was intimidating.
Why would I be
because-
traumatized if I saw it on the screen?
Oh.
The fucking 8th, 9th grader had his dick out behind me and he was stroking it.
What the fuck?
Do you remember how his penis looked?
What?
Yeah, it was really
fuck?
soft.
Why didn't he get hard?
I don't know because there were 2 other dudes sitting in front of him.
So then why did he pull it out?
That's the question.
Because there were 2 other dudes.
But that was fucked, bro. Now I think back to it, I think that's
Accepted.
like he would go to jail for that because I was like 3rd, 4th grade.
I mean he was also
Third,
underage.
4th grade?
Yeah.
और वो 8th 9th में था.
Oh.
I don't know. I think वो दोनों ही underage थे भाई.
ये था third fourth
Bro,
में.
everyone was on.
मैं तो अभी भी पैदा हुआ था
Bro,
भाई.
he was not even age. He was
तुम सारे नाबालिग थे.
हाँ भाई मैंने लंड देख ली थी जल्दी भाई.
और फिर तेरे को कुछ फील हुआ? कुछ?
नहीं, that guy started laughing. I thought that was the appropriate reaction. I'm like, haha, he dick out, and like I also started laughing. I also started laughing.
तो तू बीच वाला बच्चा था? तू बीच में बैठा था?
नहीं तो 3 थे. मैं यहाँ पर बैठा
phone
था.
पे
Like
देख रहे
Dave
थे?
and I are sitting right now, and there was this dude sitting like in the middle, right behind us.
तो फिर तुम लोगों ने
नहीं कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन पे देख रहे
टीवी
थे.
वीवी पे चलाया था?
कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन पे चलाया
You
था.
watched porn when you were in 3rd grade?
No, I didn't watch it after that. I started watching it properly when I was in like,
7th way.
when I figured out how to fap.
You know,
6th,
I didn't
7th.
even know how to fap. I used to watch porn.
I didn't know, bro. I got scared the first time I fapped.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
same,
felt
same.
guilty and
Yeah.
shit, bro.
No, I didn't feel guilty because it happened by mistake.
Yeah, even mine happened by mistake.
Yeah, I didn't feel guilty about it. I
When
was
something came out, I was shocked.
I didn't even know anything
do you
came
think
out.
porn is fucked up? Like, do you think it fucks with your mind?
पता नहीं यार, like if you have a girlfriend and you're getting it क्योंकि हम यहाँ पे सारे सेक्स करते हैं रेगुलरली. ये हमने एक बारी पहले भी एस्टैब्लिश कर दिया है कि guys we established this in Vinamra's episode also, episode 3, कि यहाँ पे सब लोग रेगुलरली सेक्स कर रहे हैं.
मैं नहीं था bro Vinamra के episode.
So that's why we're re-establishing.
What, you don't watch Podstarz?
Shit. Podstarz, brother.
You're on it. इसको लग रहा था हैंग आउट कर रहे हैं बस अभी.
पहली बार दिल्ली आया
Bro,
उसको
these
3 लोग लेकर
headphones
आ
on,
गए.
microphone. I thought we were having a regular conversation.
Vinamra कह रहा हूँ, Dave doesn't know that he's being recorded right now. Anyway, so all of us, we've been having sex on like regularly only. Where was I getting with this, AMK?
We were
Oh yeah, porn. So yeah, so all of us have been having sex regularly. So it's not like porn distorts my image of what sex is like. It gives me something to strive for.
Strive for. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like NBA highlights for him.
Basically, it gives me something to strive for.
Right.
I don't think that you should look at porn.
तो
as
तेरा तो
something
एक्सपीरियंस ही लगता है भाई. तू स्क्रीन पे देख रहा है पीछे 3D मूवी चल रही है.
3D साले 4D है भाई.
like- I can touch, feel and
और
smell.
जब मुंह पे आके
I can touch, feel and smell.
smell.
I mean,
4DX.
You have that man's penis smell on
I
you?
don't actually. I'm just saying 4D is like that.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, I don't think it distorts my perception of what sex is supposed to be like. But yeah, like I've been watching porn since I was a young man, and it never really. I don't think it distorted my perception. And everybody knows, even though I'm not really this is not supposed to be out, guys. If you're this much into the episode, then you can know that I'm gonna soon reveal that I'm not actually a mudbaz. But yeah, so I don't think it distorts my perception. What do you think?
I stopped watching porn. I haven't watched it in 2 years.
So how do you jerk off?
Imaginary.
No, I don't even jerk off.
In how long?
2 years.
What? You haven't jerked off in 2 years?
Mm-mm.
Isn't that your balls okay?
Not on my own.
Oh, okay.
I know,
like-
but you said you've been in regular relationships,
Yeah.
and you must be having sex regularly then.
I don't have sex.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
conversations.
He just
He podcasts with the girl.
he doesn't.
I podcast. I
doesn't
regularly
fab.
podcast with the girl. We have conversations and we reach to conclusions.
Yeah.
Soulmate.
Conclusion. Conclusion. Conclusion निकल गया.
गांड के लोड़े.
But yeah, so does it distort your perception?
I
Or
think it
did-
did because I used to like whenever I do something, I regularly research upon it and like see what the repercussions are after.
Do you think that's what was getting in your head instead of the porn?
Yeah, for sure.
The research as opposed to
For sure.
yeah.
Like when I was like I think 10,
Yeah.
I had this best friend of mine whose mom was a sex educator. So I went for her
Bombay में तो
Seminars.
movies ही चल रही हैं भाई.
for her seminars and she told me
How old were you?
I was 10
Oh.
and she told me what a vagina was, clitoris, everything, the whole shebang. And I was like, damn, that's pretty cool.
And then?
And then I kind of got educated on it. So everyone that जो भी regular थे in school, you know whatever they say, like whatever, Loda chart, whatever the weird shit.
गाली.
गाली भी नहीं, bro. You know whatever horny ass guys are there.
तो वो क्या एक दूसरे में मतलब
Lodo chart.
Yeah, bro. Like we used to. There was this thing in our school where we called people by the name of their parents. So if your mom's
Oh yeah,
name
I was called Monica.
Yeah. If your mom's name was whatever, we used to call you by your mom.
Monica.
Okay. And whatever. It should just be like regular school offensive shit. No one fucking knows about anything and shit. But you know what I've realized? That people like 13-year-olds, like I have a sister who's 13. They jewel and whatever, but they're also aware
of
what everything. About every offensive shit we said when we were 13. Like
deep inside you meant it.
Hmm?
Deep inside those kids meant it.
Like they just know about a lot of things, but they also like do a lot of things that adults should be doing. Like they have cigarettes, they keep doing cigarettes when they're 13, bro. Imagine a 13-year-old doing cigarettes at a club. You see that shit. Like I went to a club recently when I'm like of age, and I saw the sisters and brothers of my friends there.
नाच वाच रहे थे.
They were dancing, hooking up, hitting a fucking jewel, everything.
Yeah.
And I was just so disturbed.
I think I was 13 में your 8th grade?
13, you're 9th, 10th.
Huh? What?
What?
No,
No, bro.
no. 13, 16,
13,
7th,
10.
7th.
I think 13
6,
is
7.
8th grade.
6, 7, 8.
6,
13,
7.
14 is 8th, 9th.
6,
15,
7th.
16 is 10th.
हाँ, so
17.
वही 13th फिर 8th हो गया ना.
हाँ, 8th,
हाँ.
7th, 8th.
8th तक तो मैं बिगड़ गया था काफी.
मैं तो बहुत लेट बिगड़ा हूँ भाई. मैं तो मोनोपोली खेल रहा था 10th grade तक.
नहीं, 8th तक तो मैंने.
Literally
तू
monopoly
कब
खेल
बिगड़ा
रहा
था?
8th में I was fully broken bad.
Why?
Surroundings.
Yeah, I just hung out with older people.
Friend groups and shit, right?
Yeah, only.
Yeah.
Single-handedly.
So I had a girlfriend when I was 10th.
Yeah.
And she made me try everything, every fucked up shit ever.
Yeah.
And then I went on a 2-year hiatus of doing nothing. 11th, 12th, I did nothing.
That's crazy.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then it was just like I don't think it was an awakening moment, but it made me realize so much shit about like everyone gets into that shit after 12th in Mumbai mostly. Like when they go to college, mostly everyone gets into like everything.
Yeah.
But I had this girlfriend who made me get into it
At
when
an
I was in
earlier
Mumbai.
age, yeah.
And I just, whenever I hang out with people my age, 20, 19, whatever, they're just like really different from me.
In terms of the fact that they're getting into it, they think it's...
They're still doing the shit I did when I was in 10th grade.
Yeah, they think
right?
it's cool, they think it's in.
And that's fine, because I agree, like when I was in 10th grade, I agreed with that, and I was like, okay, that shit was cool, I fuck with that shit. But I can't like resonate with the people. So most of my friends now are like 24, 25, 26. They're at
Older.
that age.
Yeah.
And I just don't know, but they also have their own set of priorities that I don't understand.
So you're saying you're stuck somewhere in the middle?
I'm stuck in the middle. Like, I want to be there, but I also don't know how to be there.
I know, but who cares about being there, right? Like, the point is that you're still ahead of the curve, so...
Do you think it's always good to be ahead?
Fuck yes.
What about, like, being... You think it's good to be mature?
Sure.
Yeah?
Less regrets.
Less regrets, but do you also think that it's good to be, like, the child in yourself?
But the thing is that you were once that, right? It's not like you missed out on that phase. Because you did it in 10th grade, you know what it's like. It's been there, done that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you...
So when you're, like, 40 and shit,
Yeah.
you're married, you have a child, you have a job, and then you're just like, you're doing the same thing every day. If you assume that most of the people are doing the same thing every day, because that is what most people do.
Yeah, that's
a regular
like
job, 9 to 5.
99.9% are doing the same thing every day. Yeah.
Would you be happy?
Fuck no.
No.
Yeah.
So then you'd want to be erratic and you'd want to be...
It's not about erratic. I would rather hold a discipline that I want to hold as opposed to me being forced to hold that discipline because...
Do you think about the future?
Because of financial...
Do you think about
all
the
the time.
future? So when you think about the future, do you think about like, fuck, that's scary, or you think about fuck, that's exciting?
I think fuck, it's only exciting because it's only up from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm extremely optimistic.
You are?
Yeah, over everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I take a loss, I just say that, okay, I shrug it off because there's something better waiting.
Yeah,
Because when I've introspected and looked back, every time I thought that I had the biggest failure of my life, it ended up being the best thing that had happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
So like whenever I sit down to connect the dots and I look back and I'm like, this was probably my biggest failure,
Mm-hmm.
it always ended up launching me into a new trajectory that ended up being my greatest success.
So
At the end, everything works out.
So do you think you have regrets?
Do I have regrets?
What do you regret the most?
I have a fuck ton of regrets. I
You
don't
do?
know. Yeah, for sure. I have a fuck ton of regrets, but who doesn't?
But don't you think that from your regrets you learn shit?
Sure. That's why I don't mind.
So do you value the learning more or the regrets more?
The learning is basically the regret only.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like without the regret, the learning doesn't happen.
Learning
I think it's
doesn't
like a stage thing, right? Like the first stage is the regret, the second stage is the learning.
Learning, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so abhi but wohi hai yaar, it's like everyone has fucking regrets. Like you can't not have fucking regrets.
Not at all, yeah.
And yeah, dude, it's like you've just checked that thing off your box now, like off your list. You've checked that box off your list. That's why you're not doing it anymore. Who cares?
You don't even mature if you don't have any regrets
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Because you doing bad things and you learning from these bad things, and that like eventually all this bullshit is what leads to you just becoming smarter, becoming more mature,
I have
knowing
an
what
interesting question. What age would you all want to like die?
die.
What age would you think that okay, I'm done? Would you all want to get married and have the regular life, have kids, have a whole lineage of people after you?
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Hell yes.
For
yes?
sure.
Yes?
I want to get married in like the next 3-4 years.
Yeah.
As soon as I have enough financial means to do
For sure.
that, I will.
But do you think it's worth it and shit?
Hell yes.
Bro, most of the kids my age are like depressed and they're having a really hard time
In terms of?
in terms of life. Like everyone thinks too much nowadays.
No, but I think that's completely normal. At that age, it's completely normal to think your life is going to shit. Dude,
I think this is the time you realize if your life is going to shit, you need to fucking switch shit around.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, you can reach out for help, but it's your decision to reach out for help.
Mm-hmm.
So until you put your foot down and you want to get better, you won't get better.
Fair.
And at this age is when I feel like most people start realizing that they need to help themselves.
Yeah.
Because like after like 18 going into your 20s and stuff is when you start realizing that पहली बात तो मेरे दोस्त जो मेरे आसपास थे अब वो मेरे आसपास नहीं रहेंगे and you realize that friends come in stages so you can't really rely on other people and then you're pushed to college this that so then you start realizing कि now my parents are also not around me now I have to step up and fix my life because at the end of the day your parents can take you so far your friends can take you so far at the end of the day if you don't make yourself cool like you said I started becoming comfortable with being with myself like if you don't yourself become you know like a cool fucking person that you actually like being with like you need to become someone that you would want to chill with and that's when you start like you know thinking differently you start reading different books you start making different choices and then you become a cooler person and that starts with you not being happy with who you are.
For sure.
And at 20 who the fuck is happy with who they are? I was fucking not happy with I think my lowest stage in life was at 20.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. And like, dude, it's like, it's only up from there. So being fucked up at that age, I think is completely normal.
Yeah.
You hit rock bottom, then the only thing you can do is just go back up.
Yeah, dude. And like at the end of the day, bhencho, abhi to like, life is not even remotely complex. When you look at your parents' life now that you're getting older and you start looking at the level of complexities in, as like it never gets easier. You only get tougher.
That's what we spoke about this also. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I can't do this now because I've been through this. I can't do this now. I've been through this. I get it. You've been through it, but it's time to overcome because you see the whole big span. You've been through like 20% of your life right now. 10 to 20%. Let's say you're going to live till 90 or something. 90 or 100. So just...
अबे तो like कुछ शुरू भी नहीं हुआ है. But obviously it's not to say that whatever you've... Because in how you... like basically you perceive your life with what you've lived. And in what you've lived, your problems are the biggest problems you've faced.
Right now.
Exactly. But there's going to be bigger problems. But there's also going to be greater successes.
Right.
But this age group is also in a weird headspace also ना कि कहते हैं at 18 or 20 उस बीच में they are made to believe that they are adult and they have to start thinking about the future.
That's actually true.
There is a little pressure on them कि अब तुम्हें अपना सोचना शुरू करना है.
वो उसी से तो फिर गांड थोड़ी फटनी शुरू
होती है और उसी टाइम पे वो सोचते हैं कि भाई अब हमारे पास साल ही नहीं है. उनको लगता है कि हमारे पास अब 24 साल तक अगर नहीं हुआ तो खत्म है सब कुछ.
और वो that group think also goes away ना. You have to become an individual.
भाई थोड़ा अलग तो हो गया. Every notion like is different now since we were kids and now the generation that we see that is there when we
because
were kids.
they open their phone and they see कि अरे ये तो 19 साल का लड़का कहते थे BMW खरीद रहा है.
Yeah, but
Reels,
वो तो-
wheels. Yeah,
Comparison-
everything influences this.
Comparison in every way is
Exactly.
terrible.
Huh.
तो वो कहेगा मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ घर पे.
I know, but comparison in a way is also important. Like it shouldn't.
It is,
The
but
comparison
if you choose
shouldn't be paralyzing. It shouldn't stop you in your tracks.
Yeah,
It should be used as a motivator, just in right doses.
sure.
But then again, kids क्या बहनचोद, even us, we're not good regulators of like.
By Indian parents, since I was like in 9th grade, whenever I used to get bad grades in school, okay?
Yeah, same.
And I used to always get compared to the best fucking person in the grade.
Yeah.
Saying ये क्या कर रहा है, इसको ये तो गूगल में जाएगा, फेसबुक में जाएगा, बड़े मनी कमाएगा, and then family अच्छा होएगा. So that's a perception that I had since I was a child. So whenever I think about something that I do in life, I always think about the future in such an extent way where I fuck up the present. So whenever I put out a content or I put out some music or I put out anything in general, I always think about like how will this hold in the future. At least that's what I thought about, and I'm trying to get to the point where
But what do
I
you
don't
mean
give a
by
fuck.
how will it hold in the future?
Like how will it impact my future? Like will this help? Is it worth it? Bro, worth is the most important thing I have in my life right now. Be it with relationships, friendships, content, anything.
Abhay, but I think what
And I
you
know it's fucked up, yeah.
No. I think what you need to realize is just the virtue of trying is worth it.
That is true. I heard that somewhere, right?
Yeah.
A$AP Rocky said that shit.
He said that
Why
about
you mention it too many times? on
He
this
said that
podcast?
about being a
It's
wannabe.
for-
That since
yeah.
when did it become not
Bad.
cool to be? Since
He
when
He
did it
said
become?
become wrong to try, bad to try. That's
Yeah.
what he said.
Yeah. So like just the fact
Exactly.
that you're trying, it's not about just the fact that you're trying. There's thousands of people who are not trying. So just it doesn't matter how it's impacting. What matters is कि तूने try तो किया. You're failing forward. You're not failing backwards.
Exactly.
You're not trying is failing backwards.
Exactly, dude. And like many people are trying right now. Like we're in a phase in India where like everyone's trying to do something. Like since lockdown changed like,
Everything.
every fucking thing.
Everyone got
Everyone
that
got
forced time to sit with
to
themselves.
sit with themselves
Yeah.
and realize what the fuck they want to do.
That's true. That's true.
That's so even with my parents, dude, they like realize what the fuck am I doing with my life? This regular job is not doing what they think. They started exploring shit that they haven't ever explored
Yeah.
before. And even I was like, God damn, what the fuck? Like I just want to fucking do something that I've never done before.
Yeah.
Like, and then I started exploring so many things, and I know so many people just went into fucking different places where they've never been, and then like they realized shit about themselves and they started like working towards that shit. And there's a point where like you like with everything I do, I get to a point where I'm just like, this is not worth it. And just then it happened so many times where I realized that the worth doesn't fucking matter. Like you should just keep working towards it if you like it. Like I loved filmmaking and I worked so much towards it ever since I was 13. But then when like other shit came in between, computer science, like other life shit came in between, I just neglected that shit. And I just like, I don't even remember what it's like to feel passionate. You know what I'm saying? Like right now in my life, I'm being fully honest, I don't feel passionate about anything. Zero things I feel passionate about. Not content, not music, not anything. And I've always been that guy since like 13 where I've always been passionate about one thing. And it's been the most randomest shit ever, but at least I've been passionate. It's good to be passionate, bro.
But
It's
how do
rare
you
to be
how
fashionable.
do you define passion in Dev's
I've
sense?
seen people, bro. I've seen people where they talk about something, and when they talk about it, they're so like into it, and they're so like invested in that shit, where they just like only talk about the thing, and you can see in their face that they love what they're doing. That's very rare. It's like super rare. Because people don't know what they're doing at this point. They're just trying things.
And that actually is the only way you can succeed in something.
That is true, bro. Even if it's the most distant thing, in any general way, if you don't know what you're doing, everyone's doing, suppose, engineering, and you're doing fucking fashion, right? The very few people who have succeeded in fashion right now in India, but if they do that shit, and they do it like fully, like they fucking love that shit, and they do it so committedly, I've seen that they fucking succeed and they like cross barriers that no one's even thought fucking of.
Because someone who is not passionate is not going to work as hard as someone who actually is passionate. And the point is that the work gets irrelevant at that point. You're actually enjoying
Yeah.
what you're doing, so you just keep doing it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, just like if you're passionate, like let's say if you're just doing it for the heck of it, you won't ever try to be the best. You'll
Yeah,
just
exactly.
be like, okay, cool. I can't be like that guy. He's too smart for me. But
Yeah,
if you're passionate about
then
something,
you don't care about that.
you
Then
know
like,
you're the
"Ki main
best."
to karne
Yeah.
hi wala hu." Like
I'm
I'm
just
still
gonna
gonna
do
do
that.
it. Yeah, because
No, and you try to be the best. You know you're the best. In your
Yeah.
head, you're like, I'm better than anybody who comes across me.
that's what my dad has always told me. He's like, that's why he's never really put pressure on me to do any particular thing. He's like,
Yeah.
do whatever you actually are passionate
For
about.
sure. Yeah.
Dude, because there's so many people doing so many things that until you're actually doing that one thing that you really, really
You're
want to
not
do,
gonna
you won't
succeed.
succeed in it.
You're gonna be stuck in that loop. You're just gonna be stuck in a day job or just doing something you don't like, die unhappy, whatever the fuck.
And dude, life is too mundane and it's also very, very easy to get stuck doing something you don't want to do. Because sab log, bhenchod, 99.9% of the world is just sitting at a 9 to 5 that they probably dislike, a wife that probably doesn't have a lot of sex with them,
Wow.
kids who are probably not very smart and they've
keep
dug a
doing
hole
whatever.
and they're just stuck in it. And yeah, like you have to consciously make the decision of doing something
and it's
cool.
never too late. I don't think it's ever too late to do what you like.
I mean, there's obviously certain degrees of privilege.
Yeah.
Like it's easier
Like if you're
for
75 and you want
Okay,
to be an
that's
athlete,
that's too late.
you want to be an Olympic level athlete.
Okay.
but you can be the most fit 75
5-year-old athlete.
Yeah, but you can't still be an Olympic level athlete. There's
Maybe
still
as a
sacrifices. You gotta do in
There are
life.
old people in
Yeah.
What do you all think about sacrifices? You think you should do that for other people?
For other people,
Yeah.
sure.
You should?
Yeah.
Like if you're in a relationship.
and that's
Yeah.
a compromise then. I don't think that's a sacrifice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good point of view.
That won't be sacrifice would be like
Why does sacrifice have to be negative? Is sacrifice
That is true, yeah.
no, I mean sacrifice being not negative is a compromise then. Because then you're just doing it for the
compromise seems like a more like a I don't know, a negative term to me than sacrifice.
No, sacrifice seems more of a
Alright,
negative
you're in
term
a
to me.
relationship.
Yeah.
You have what you want in a certain country. Suppose India.
Yeah.
And then but your wife
Yeah.
or like a man has another sacrifice in another country. And their opportunity is much bigger than yours. Like you know for a fact in the back of your head that their job or whatever they're getting will get more money, more safeness and whatever.
Yeah.
But you're really, really passionate about what you fucking do in your country. And you love them. You love the other person so much that have you ever loved someone more?
Yeah.
You have, right? Have you ever loved someone?
Yeah.
I'm in love right now.
Yeah.
With the Podstarz.
I'm in love right now.
Okay. Yeah. So if anything happened, have you ever sacrificed anything for everyone? Anyone? Parents is fine.
I don't know how to define sacrifice. Like I don't know if
Did you ever give up something you didn't want to give up but you had to give up?
You had to give up, yeah. That's a
drinking
good.
but yeah, like I'm sure there's something.
Sacrifice comes with learning, don't you think?
Like what do you mean?
Like when you sacrifice something, you realize something that you know about yourself.
Yeah,
You didn't
for
know about
sure.
yourself.
Because
Actually.
you're being forced to give up something for like a cause
Yeah,
or
dude.
something.
Yeah, so this past year, when I loved someone. I
Yeah.
actually, for the first time, I loved someone. And it didn't reciprocate or whatever. And I learned to be alone with myself. I'd never done that. I'd never like learned to like just be in my own company. Have you all done that?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part of my life.
Do you all like your own company?
I love my own company.
You love your own company?
Yeah.
You love your own
Yes.
company?
That's when I'm the most creative. I have the most fun.
Yeah. So
You
that
can't
took,
be
like,
creative without enjoying your own company.
Yeah, fair.
You don't come up with ideas when you're around other people.
So I had this fuck of a roommate in college. He was a Trump supporter. He was pro-life. He was the most American white person you can meet. The most right. like most right.
Lean, like just a polarized.
Just the he used
Far
to watch.
right.
He used to watch alpha male YouTube videos on like
Have you seen Alpha Male?
extreme.
I love those people.
Yeah, but on the extreme of
I know, I'm kidding,
volume, bro. And he used to like fucking polarize that shit all over my room, and I had no energy to do anything, and I had no space to be my own. I couldn't even like express my own emotions on my own. Like when my
Yeah.
dog died,
Huh.
I couldn't even cry because like he used to like judge me and shit.
For
Right.
crying.
Yeah, he used to be like, "Why the fuck are you crying? You're a
ऐसे-
fucking dude."
ऐसे बोलता था.
Yeah, बोलता
बोल
था
देता
bro.
था.
Bro,
तूने उसको रख के
face
क्यों
पे
नहीं
ही
दिया?
बोलता है.
अब तू क्यों रो रहा है? इसको मार
भाई
के.
रो रहा क्यों है? And then I used to be like, "What the fuck?" And he used to be like, "You're a dude. You can't cry, bro. What are you doing? You got to set an example."
To who?
I don't know who the fuck
The-
I got to set an
room.
example to.
The room, no?
वो अमेरिका. कुर्सी तू नहीं रोएगी. देख.
And that was the case for a year, bro.
Fuck that.
My first year in college. My first semester in college, I was online. So I had
Yeah.
colleges from, I'm in America. So I had classes from
रात को ना.
2 a.m. to
Hmm.
7 a.m. through 7 months.
Hmm.
And I used to like just fuck up my entire sleep schedule. And then I finally went to college. And I was like, oh, I'm excited for this shit. And I went. And then I got this roommate. And I could do nothing.
तूने कोशिश नहीं करी चेंज करने की?
I did. Every fucking week, bro. I tried to change, but it didn't change. 'Cause
For a
there's
year.
no space. Yeah. There's no space in like other dorms or whatever.
I'll tell you how I got my roommate changed. Anyway, after you continue your story.
Yeah. And then you should just be really opposite to what I am.
Hmm.
And I love music and I love creating music in my own space. So I used to try to create, but he used to always like, that's how my YouTube died actually. I used to love making YouTube videos, but I couldn't make it in front of him because he would always judge me. And I always care about what other people think. I didn't really give a fuck about him, but I still cared about like how he thought.
Hmm.
So whenever I used to like he's right there. Your bed is there.
Hmm.
You're a roommate, and my bed is here.
Yeah.
We were so far apart, and I used to try to create anything, and he used to just judge me. And he
That's
used
just straight up awkward also.
yeah, and he used to say shit, and I was just be like, mood नहीं लग रहा है भाई.
हाँ.
मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ?
Just start shooting him only.
Yeah, dude. And he used to.
ये देख ये चूतिया क्या करे? Just say stuff in Hindi.
Yeah, and he used to like kick me out of the room to be with girls
Okay.
and shit. That's fine. Like that's okay. You can like, but he used to like actively like get the fuck out of my room.
So he was just being a straight up dick.
He was being a
Asshole.
full ass dick, bro. A full ass
So
dick.
is there no
And then
way
one
you can
day-
report this or like ऐसा कुछ नहीं
I
कर
did.
सकते? Yeah.
One day he saw my YouTube play button, my 100K play button,
Yeah.
and that's when he fucking switched. He was like, "Bro, tell me how to vlog. Tell me which equipment to buy."
हाँ.
And then I told him the worst equipment ever.
फिर तू उस पे हंसने लग जा वो
I
रिकॉर्ड
told him
जब
the
कर रहा है.
worst strategy ever.
What strategy?
And he
did
made
you
these really terrible videos,
use? उसने
bro.
बना भी दिए.
बना भी दिए भाई.
भाई साहब.
He used to
Alpha male
record
तो
in
था.
front of me, and I used to like tell him, yeah, do this. Yeah, for sure. And then he made he got 10 subscribers.
Okay.
And he lost those 10 subscribers with what I told him to do. Because he's such a I'm in a college which is really liberal.
Hmm.
Okay, they like care about everything, and he had this one friend in college. Only 2 people in this college. We're in LA,
Yeah.
the most liberal place in ever, and the most open place in ever.
Yeah.
And he had this one college about anti-abortion rights, and he made a booth in college with only 2 people caring about it. He got fucked.
Yeah.
I had nothing to
And
say.
this is your fucking roommate.
He's my fucking roommate, bro. And people like stop being friends with me because I'm his roommate.
Yeah.
And I had no say in this and that's when the loneliness started.
Because of his bullshit.
Because of his shit.
Yeah.
And it's really lonely, bro. Like people like look up to abroad education and shit. But it's like fucking lonely as fuck.
Yeah,
Like-
dude, the first year is
Like
ass.
Mumbai, whatever, in India, everyone's doing their own shit, but we're still in the same like mindset.
Yeah.
These are our people. Basically,
These
yeah.
are our people. We're trying to like make friends on our own, but we're also like close to each other. With white people or like any ethnicity other than who doesn't understand Indian culture, they just do their own shit. Like the concept when like I have girls who are my best friends.
Yeah.
And I have no romantic or anything intention with them. They're just my best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I like love them to death. Like my bestest friend is a girl and I've never had a romantic like thought about her, and I just like love her to death. She's like my sister. They don't understand that concept. So when I was hanging out with like my like friends who were girls, like they had flown down to LA and we were chilling with them. The white people were just like, so that's your girlfriend, right? And they just didn't understand the concept of a girl and a guy chilling together mutually, platonically, without intentions of anything. So the entire mindset of a Western person and a Indian person is fully different.
The Western people are fairly like, they're little too individualistic. Like unka
Very, bro.
their individuality is taken like a little too extreme.
They don't have a concept of a family.
Yeah,
Once you've
which is
passed
fucking
18.
just absolutely insane.
Once you've passed 18, the
They're
parents
kicked out.
send the
jao.
child away.
And they almost are weirded out by like the fact that we grow older and still live with like our parents and shit. उनसे वो हजम ही नहीं होती बात.
Exactly.
Quite strange.
Yeah. तुम लोग बताओ क्या चल रहा है?
थोड़ा लाइफ के बारे में सोच रहा हूँ.
AMK को तूने सोच में डाल दिया भाई.
मैं अपने रूममेट से मूव आउट कर
experiences
दूंगा.
ponder कर रहा है. Bro, so
I
basically
didn't like college at all.
You didn't like
I like college with the people who actually taught me things. I like college for college. I didn't like college because of the party life, because my party life lasted 4 months. I hated it. I'm fairly independent before college also.
Yeah,
mostly.
same. I was fucking independent as hell.
So in that part didn't make that much of a difference. But I didn't enjoy college because of party life, because I hardly had any.
Fair.
But I enjoyed college for the college part, like the amount I learned.
Bhai, I didn't enjoy college for the college part at all. My thing was completely different. Like I went there to fucking just have a fun time, and I had the best of times and then I had the worst of times, और फिर मैं आ गया. क्योंकि पहले टर्म में like बहुत ज़्यादा पार्टी नशे वशे सब to the absolute extreme, and like you know, everybody started knowing me as the fucked up Indian dude, and like I changed everyone's perception because everyone expected Indian people to be nerdy,
Smart
this
as
that.
fuck, yeah.
And I was just this wild fucking dude who was like getting like, you know, thrown off, like banned off campus. Ye wo. Everybody's perception of like what an Indian person is supposed to be was like changed, and I had a lot of fun in the first 6 months. But then when the winters came around, so basically my best friend became like this Filipino dude. We were like super tight, but by the end of the term, like I made him a stoner, और फिर वो बेंच shrooms भी करवा दिए उसको, ये वो करवा दिया, वो Adderall भी खाने लग गया था ज़्यादा, ये वो तो वो properly depressed हो गया. And he started like in his head blaming that on me. वो बोलने लग गया कि बेंचो दी अगर अनमोल मेरा रूममेट नहीं होता तो मैं ये सारे नशे नहीं करता, मैं ये बकचोदी नहीं करता, तो मैं पागल नहीं होता. और वो बंदा literally like flip खा गया. He started going to a therapist and stuff. And he moved off campus and didn't even live in like a college part of town. He went to some random house and started staying there. And cut off from everyone, became very skinny and shit. Like he literally lost it. He was like, and I know in his head he was all like, you know, if it wasn't for Anmol, I would be fine. Because he was like, कि अगर Anmol मेरा roommate नहीं होता तो basically हुआ क्या? Like you said, you disliked your roommate.
Yeah.
So did I. And I'm sure my roommate disliked me. As opposed to the other way around. तो वो basically हम लोग वो international students को एक हफ्ते पहले बुलाते हैं, right? Sometimes they have programs and stuff to like make them do stuff. Yeah. तो हमारा एक हफ्ते पहले शुरू हुआ था कॉलेज, और इस बंदे को भी, मेरे रूममेट को भी आना था, बट I don't know, for some reason didn't end up coming. He didn't end up making it, and he was like 2 or 3 days late.
Yeah.
I think he was a whole week late. पूरी end में आया था वो. और during the course of this week, my strategy of making friends was कि मैं इतना पार्टी करूँगा कि पार्टी करने वाले लोग मेरे पास ही आ जाएंगे. So like first day only, I hosted a party. I bought a bunch of alcohol, and I hosted a massive party. Like the way I made friends the first day was, I went up to random people and I was like, "Do you want a party? This is our address, and I'm having a house party."
Yeah.
And this was the first day. Literal first day. That's how I met everyone I knew in college. The first day.
Yeah.
I just went to random people. I just cold was like, this is what's happening. come here.
I
Like
can never do that.
there was a thing that there was like a canteen में एक weed के बारे में कोई class थी college में और उसके छोटे छोटे वो थे कि you could take that out and उस पे class का number लिखा था and then you could go put that in the system to search up for that class. So whoever I would see picking that thing out, I would go up to them and I would be like, oh, so you smoke weed? हाँ, party हो रही है मेरे घर पे आ जाओ. Like क्योंकि like जो भी निकाल रहा था वो गांजे वाला class का. So then I would go up to those people and I just did that the whole first day and I managed to collect like 10-15 people.
Yeah.
The first night. And that's when I met Anton, I met all of these people who I was close to in college the whole time. Like literally the first night is when I met all my close friends.
Okay.
ठीक है. फिर ये हुआ, फिर वो 15 लोगों ने वो सेम स्ट्रैटेजी लगा के और लोगों को बोला and the parties kept getting wilder and wilder every single day and we partied every night till the orientation got over.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, I already got like bored of it. So I was in UBCO and my best friend Kamal he was in UBCV, which is UBC Vancouver, which is like a 2-3 hour bus ride.
Yeah.
तो मैं 5th day तक कॉलेज शुरू होने से पहले ही एक दिन भंड हुआ, मैंने कहा मेरे को कमल की याद आ रही है और मैंने बस पकड़ ली और मैं घट लिया कॉलेज स्टार्ट होने से पहले ही. द डे वाज स्टार्टिंग आई डिप्ड एंड देन माय रूममेट पुल्स अप एंड दे हैड ऑलरेडी मेड ग्रुप्स फॉर अस टू गेट फेमिलियर टू ईच अदर और वो ग्रुप में फोटो भेजता है घर की कि बेटी चोद ये क्या है. उसने जैसे ही पैर रखा वो किच 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 करके आवाज़ आ रही है बिकॉज देयर इज अल्कोहल ऑल ओवर द फ्लोर एंड इट्स ऑल स्टिकी एंड शिट एंड इट्स जस्ट द होल प्लेस इज ट्रैश्ड. मेरे बाकी 2 रूममेट गुज्जू थे तो वो भी देसी थे, उनने मेरे को कुछ नहीं बोला. ठीक है, पर ये बंदा ही वॉज अ ब्लैक गाय. So I had a black roommate and 2 गुज्जूस. तो 2 देसी लोगों ने तो कुछ नहीं बोला बट इस बंदे की गांड मतलब वो कह रहा है बहन चोद क्या कर दिया इस बंदे ने. तो उसने बोला तू वापस और साफ कर. तो मैंने कहा भाई देख अब मैं तो वैंकूवर कट लिया, मैं आसपास तो हूँ नहीं तो मैं कर दूंगा साफ बट वंस आई कम बैक. तो फिर मैं आया, फिर मैंने साफ किया बट दिस केप्ट हैपनिंग. द गुज्जूस आल्सो वर एंजॉयिंग द फकिंग parties and they kept throwing parties और हमारे
तो गुज्जूस didn't help you wipe it up.
अबे then eventually we all cleaned it up together. और पर parties होती गई and I kept getting strikes because when you host parties and stuff happens you get strikes and at one point
From the
the
artists.
fucking the firefighters had to be called because a girl passed out and started foaming in our fucking in our living room, right? A girl was passed out and foaming in our fucking living room और firefighters को बुलाना पड़ा उसको rescue करने के लिए. और ये
Firefighters को क्यों
क्योंकि they come when something like that happens.
Not an ambulance.
No, पता नहीं. There was a fire truck and stuff and an ambulance. I think वो भी आते हैं. तो like और ये सारे हमारी छोटी सी लेन में हो रहा है, ठीक है. और वो अपना my fucking roommate is also seeing the other guy, not the Indian guy.
I think the call messed them up. Like the party's too lit. This girl is foaming the fire. Ambulance भी भेज दी और fire brigade भी भेज दी.
And so my fucking roommates were also ये पार्टी तो मैंने रखी भी नहीं थी, मेरे roommates ने रखी थी जिसमें लड़की फोम मारी थी. हाँ ठीक है, तो वो भी सारे वैन पार्टी कर रहे, इतनी पार्टी होने लग गई that my fucking non-Indian roommate finally was like fuck this. I'll switch places with one of your friends. Yeah. And then this friend of mine who got sick of me eventually and got depressed and stuff, he switched places with him. And that's when I was like, fuck, now the party starts. Because then it was my 2 Gujarati roommates and my best friend. Yeah. And we did this all in the span of like a month.
When
and
was this first year?
When did he move out? In a month?
First year.
When
he moved out in a month.
And Anton?
No. Anton तो आया था. मेरा जो दूसरा
How long did Anton take to move out?
Around 5 months. Like 5 months में he was like मैंने ज़्यादा गांजा फूक लिया, मैंने ज़्यादा नशे कर लिए, अब मेरा हो गया.
मुझे पतला होना है.
हाँ, और पतला होना नहीं, he was okay. He just lost a lot of weight because he was like not eating and stuff.
अच्छा.
And then yeah, he moved out and then after he moved out then I got kicked off campus. Like I'm 2022 हो गया ना. I think now I'm unbanned from the campus because they banned me from the campus because once you get certain number of strikes they ban you from campus. Okay. So basically yeah, like my college experience was the opposite of his. It was all just I went there to have fun. Once I left, that is when I started to get my life together, and then I realized what I'm really passionate about is creating stuff.
I never had any wild party scenes. But I hated the city also, so I can't blame it.
What?
London? I hated. I was in London. I hated it.
Oh, London you hate?
I feel like I'd hate any like crowded city.
Gurgaon is pretty fucking crowded though.
No, not really.
As is London.
Not, but London, there's compact everyone everywhere.
Yeah, compact is
exactly. There's everything everywhere. In London also, I just wanted to live in the outskirts, and I did.
You were living in the outskirts. Yeah.
But I loved the learning part, but I hated the party part. Hated it.
पता नहीं यार, party part was ठीक ही था, but like college part ठीक नहीं था. Like I knew that getting a regular education and getting a degree and doing all of that stuff.
Maybe that was for you. Mine wasn't a regular thing.
Yeah, like my
I
mine
was
was
doing
a
what I liked.
business thing and I was like fuck no, ये तो मैं कर नहीं सकता. फिर यहाँ आके मैंने realize किया कि actually में भी physically भी वो नहीं करना. But yeah, so that's what, dude, like at 20 you just nobody is sure of anything. Eventually things kind of start falling in place. For some it's later, for some it's earlier.
But doesn't shit fall in place all the time?
Matlab?
Isn't shit falling in place at your age right now?
Yeah, that's what, it's coming together
So it's just
slowly.
always constantly falling in place.
I know, but it wasn't at 20. Like obviously moving forward it's always falling in place.
So that's what I'm saying.
But looking backwards, the most out of place it can be is the past, right?
You always get the pieces. Now you get to piece it together.
बट जिस करंट एज पे होता है ना, उस टाइम पे कुछ अलग वो प्रॉब्लम चल रही होती है.
But people are always progressing, right? Like people were juuling and whatever fucked up shit when I was, say, 16, 17.
That
And now,
Didn't-
like my sister and shit, like what, 13 and 14 are going through that shit.
Juuling came after we graduated.
I know, but what's your point?
So shit's always like moving faster. So
Now
what's
that
the point
generation
where
is
it
suffering.
moves so fast, like you don't even fucking know what the fuck is going on.
I think the US is kind of in that point. Everything is moving so fast. You
The
don't know what the fuck
UK,
is.
bro. The UK,
Yeah.
I think it's moving much faster at US.
In terms of fucked upness.
Yeah, for
Why
sure.
do you say so?
Because when I went to Stanford for a maths thing when I was 11,
Yeah.
and the UK people
We're dumber.
dumber,
Yeah.
not even dumber, like they were more oblivious of things, much more than the US or Indian people. There were two Indian people,
You mean like oblivious,
Pune
like,
and
like
Mumbai.
naive.
yeah. Pune and Mumbai, and we were much like what the fuck is going on compared to the US people. But the UK people, I think the age to consent in the UK or Europe in
16.
general was 16.
That's still 16.
और कनाडा में भी कुछ ऐसा ही है. कनाडा में it's like 18 तक it's like अगर कोई 16 साल का है तो वो 14 साल को कंसेंट. इट्स लाइक 2 years ऐसे करके. कनाडा में भी कुछ कंसेंट का ट्रिकी सा है.
6 साल का 4 साल को.
It's not even about like the consent scene. It's just about
Even alcohol is way
alcohol
more
too.
relaxed in the UK.
I think alcohol is a huge
is a big proponent.
16. It's 16.
Yeah,
big,
like
big
UK
play.
people love their alcohol.
That is true. So when you get access to it, it's usually 4 years before it actually is. You're actually legally allowed to.
Yeah, there is some. There is a certain like legitness to that age.
That's I just thought of it. There's so much that like in India there are different branches to everything. Like there's this alcohol shop, then there's this grocery store. Whereas in US it's just
UK में
one
सब
thing.
कुछ एक ही चीज़ है. हाँ.
हाँ, वो मुझे समझ नहीं आया.
That's
that
also
is
a
true.
weird thing. I wonder how that.
हाँ.
Then there has to be a study on what that does to you.
Exactly, because वहाँ पर तो मार्केट में जाओ, सब्जी ले रहे हो, सब्जी के पीछे एक बोतल पड़ी है वो ये करके.
True. अबे but ये तो है यार, क्योंकि 16 साल का बच्चा अगर actually acceptable है उसके लिए शराब पीना, that means that alcohol thing is a tool in his box which is a genuine coping mechanism. अब एक 16 साल के बच्चे को बेंचोत गम हो रहा है तो वो एक्चुअली में कह सकता है लीगली कि मैं 2 बियर पी लूंगा, I'll feel better. But I feel like alcohol as a coping mechanism is fucked.
True.
Because when you start drinking to cope with things is when, like, you need, as a fucking 16-year-old, you need to feel that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't because alcohol is the easiest way to escape your thoughts. Like, whatever you say,
Alright,
whatever drug.
If you were a dad,
Yeah.
and your child is drinking at the age of 15,
Yeah.
or hitting the jewel or whatever,
Yeah.
what would you feel?
I would tell him to not do it.
And the explanation why?
The explanation I'm giving right now.
Yeah.
You can't have an escape at that age. You
Right,
need to
but
learn
when
to.
I was 16, I didn't give a fuck about what my parents said.
I
Most people,
know.
like, I understood where they came from,
Yeah.
but I still wanted to do what the fuck I wanted.
Yeah, so same.
Which is most fucking teenagers,
Same. I was like the most rebellious kid
Rebellious,
ever.
yeah.
So I'll still not give free reign to my kid. At least under my watch, he won't be able to do it. So there'll be some level of
Yeah.
You know, some level of not like openness नहीं होगी ना. जैसे 16 साल का बच्चा यूके में जाके ठेके में शराब पी सकता है, कम से कम मेरा बच्चा तो स्नीक कर रहा होगा ना.
घर पे बाप का बैठ भी रहे 16
हाँ,
हाँ
वो
उतना नहीं
वो नहीं फ्रीडम देंगे ना फिर.
नहीं भाई ये नहीं है कि अगर जैसे आई टेक माई डैड्स राउट which I think makes sense is basically don't restrict it because if you restrict something you just make the
more.
other person want more.
Yeah.
Right, पीना है पी ले, but if I see him derouting like कि ज़्यादा पी रहा है, ये बकचोदी कर रहा है, पी के घर आ रहा है.
अबे हाँ, but the thing is that drawing that line कि कितना is normal is not, a kid can't draw that line. You need as a parent need to step in to draw that line क्योंकि बच्चे वो line draw नहीं कर सकते. And some human bodies are just made in a way where that line is impossible to draw. Like for me it's like once I start drinking it's very hard for me to say stop. Even at 16 it was the same, and now it's the same. And it's not just with alcohol, it's with anything I do. It's like I can't stop it. Once I start doing it it's very hard for me to stop anything. Now if I'm doing it in a positive sense that's good, because being obsessed with something positive usually ends up good. But when it's a negative thing then it's fucked up. So then that's when other people need to step in and tell me like you need to stop now. And as a 16-year-old, let's say my kid has that same thing in him, then I can't be like oh yeah like तू इतना कर ले but जब ज़्यादा होगा तो मैं step in करूँगा. But like why do I even let him go there? Because I know he will go there and it's like he won't know how to self-regulate. Fucking adults have problems with alcohol. Adults can't self-regulate, then how is a 16-year-old going to be mature enough to self-regulate? So yeah, and just they shouldn't, dude, as a kid you shouldn't be able to escape your thoughts. If you're feeling sad, feel all of it. You need to feel all of it in the moment. You can't be escaping.
That's right.
Because alcohol literally shuts you down. Like you could love someone, but once you drink, once you drink to a certain point and you're past that point, then you're like fuck everything.
I remember I
just
used to
don't give a fuck.
correlate the feeling of anxiousness with smoking. That time I used to smoke a lot. Like anytime I would feel like a little
Anxious,
like
you would smoke.
hyperventilate, yeah, I'd smoke a cigarette.
I get anxious if I smoke.
Yeah, now that's the same
Yeah.
reason with me. Like I can't, if I smoke the whole thing, then I feel so sick or
Yeah.
I feel really anxious.
But yeah, like you know, as a kid, you need to feel those emotions. You can't be like कि मैं escape कर लेता हूँ. एक हफ्ते बंद रहता हूँ, एक हफ्ते बाद सोचेंगे how to deal with that problem. Because फिर वो बड़े होके you're just gonna escape even more and you can't take that
I think it's
escapist route.
important to surround yourself with people who think differently than you.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Depends on what differently means.
Yeah.
So if you're alcohol addict, smoking addict, who do you think you should surround yourself by?
Like if you are one, how do
If you are
get
one.
better?
You don't even know what the concept of is of getting better. You just do it.
Just
I don't
like-
think you do it then.
No,
You're
you
surrounded by
If you
people
don't
who
want to
do
get
it.
better, you will not surround
see if
yourself.
you're
with-
if that's
Alright, my whole generation, like whoever I hang out with, does a vape. Okay, and people constantly try to quit it,
Huh.
but you can't because everyone around yourself does it.
Yeah, so that
So you're
like,
always tempted by
how
it.
do you define quit? Like I think I've quit it. Now if you have one, I'll hit it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to buy one. It's like
Yeah.
those little restrictions that you have to put on yourself, right? When everybody around you is
So-
doing it.
So what do you think about friend groups? When is it like a point? Like, okay, have you had fucked up friend groups?
Dude,
Yeah.
I've had
Some-
the most fucked up friend groups.
Yeah. Right.
But at the end of the
But
day,
do
it
you
will
think-
come down to your
Yeah.
willpower.
Exactly. Right.
What you do in your room alone. अगर अकेले बैठ के
Exactly.
सुट्टे नहीं मार रहा तो फिर
that also depends on your. I feel like there's a certain age you can be peer pressure to influenced in. I feel like now if even if my best friend is gonna smoke all day or drink all day or do anything, go murder people for fun, I'm not gonna do that.
I know, but let's say now you have 4 best friends like that and that happens over and over and
I'm
over
just-
again for years, then you're likely. But the thing is you probably
I'm
won't
not
be
become
friends with
friends
that
with that.
person. Exactly.
Yeah.
As you grow older वो peer pressure नहीं होता,
हाँ.
फिर you seclude that person.
And it's not even
Alright.
a bad thing. You just don't find that person interesting or
Wait,
any
so you
worthwhile.
have your bestest friend. He
Huh.
helps you through everything. He's the best friend ever. You're addicted to smoking. You're trying to get off it. And your best friend's addicted and he's not trying to get off it. But he's in every fucking way the best person ever that you've met on this planet. Would you try to distance yourself from him or or her, or would you like to do?
You try to put
Neglect it.
you try to put them on the same wave, and if they don't relate, then you could disconnect.
Yeah, but people mostly don't listen to other people, right?
Yeah, so then you disconnect. Like
You disconnect.
Yeah, for sure.
He's helped you through everything in life.
I know, but if
I
he's,
mean,
if
it's
he's
sort of
making
an
it,
ultimatum.
if he's making if he values your friendship as much as you're defining, then he's going to also understand what you're trying to say. And if he doesn't, then dude, at the end of the day, you have to be selfish to a certain degree, especially when it comes to self-destructive behavior.
Yeah.
If somebody else is engaging in self-destructive behavior, I'm going to cut off.
Okay.
If I'm going to try to get them with me, I'm going to try multiple times. But if it doesn't happen, then I'm not going to sacrifice my own health to support somebody else's shitty habits.
Fair.
And you need to be open about everything. That if you don't like something that your friends, then your friends should know that you don't fucking like it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't like. I feel like after college is done, you've worked, you've done everything. हो जाता है भाई. You just know what kind of people from the first time you meet them, you want to surround them, you want to have them around you or not.
Exactly. Your conversation is enough to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, a
हम
deep
literally
conversation.
मिलते हैं और किसी से हम बोल देते हैं इसकी like हाँ ये
Dude,
चूतिया
because
है.
like as you get older, you realize that more people are like there's so many people that are still stuck doing the same shit. समझ रहे हैं. और फिर वो लोगों से you're so fucking disconnected. like बहनचोद हम लोग मैं और एम के कभी कभार लोगों से मिलते हैं जो हमारी like एज के हैं, and we're just like what the hell, like these people are still so stuck in that same fucking bullshit. And dude, it's like people are 40, like I have these discussions with my parents, like people turn 40 and they still are stuck in those same weird loops. Some people just don't grow up.
It's a pretentious lifestyle. It's just
It's not even pretentious. They don't know better. It's just what they know.
yeah, but you could either feel bad for them or just like not have any affection towards it at all.
I mean, yeah, you pity them,
Uh.
but feeling bad for someone and pitying someone are two different things.
How do you know that that's the wrong lifestyle?
It gets pretty obvious.
They're
Obvious
pretty.
to you.
It's
Yeah, but
repetitive. You're not moving forward. तो एक ही चीज को हर
Exactly.
weekend
That's
करी
a good
जा
point.
रहे हैं.
But what says that forward is the better way?
Forward is
So when you
always the
think
better
about
way.
fucking life,
Stagnation
when you
is
think about
death.
fucking life, do you think about like a better way when you move forward,
Yeah.
or you think about being happy? Because to a person that's doing the same thing every time, to him or her or them, it'll be like they are happy doing that, right? So that's why whenever I think about someone or judge someone, like I don't know what to fucking think. Right? I've done that before. Like I've always been like, what the fuck is this guy doing? What the fuck are they doing? But then when I actually think about it, like now, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I think too much, Anmol. Since I've like been, I know it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing,
No,
or
I
it's
don't
a good
think it's
thing.
a bad thing. I think
It's anything.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Like
in
how the
disguise.
fuck do we know what the fuck is right to think?
That's like kind of like philosophy, right? As
And
you grow older, you start to develop your own philosophy, and you start seeing right from wrong.
My dad has this saying, like he focused on like happiness, health, and these kind of things before getting anybody into his life. If that person going to contribute to any of these
like
parts.
Happiness, in my personal definition of happiness, is very closely linked to me being content. And when I'm truly happy and content at the end of the day is when I know I've made good decisions.
Yeah.
They might have kind of been annoying to do in the moment, but when I'm going to bed, I look back and I know I did the right thing. And I'm content and happy in that moment.
Would you rather be the person who thinks too much or the person who doesn't give a fuck?
The person who thinks too much. Because the person who doesn't give a fuck has never thought.
Fair.
And that person, I can also train myself to not think. That person can't train himself to overthink.
And overthinking is always the best thing. Then you know the right thing to do for you.
Yeah.
Being a perfectionist in a way. I mean, overthinking isn't actually being a perfectionist.
Perfection is a very vague concept. It's something you strive for. It's never something that you actually achieve.
Yeah.
No, but
So always
overthinking.
you're trying to perfect the thing that you're trying to be perfect. You have an idea of perfectness and you're trying to perfect that shit too. It's just a constant loop.
True.
Right?
But yeah, for like what is right, what is wrong is like you should
No
just
definition.
you should just read, like get into some like philosophy, because that stuff is all like philosophy. Developing your own, like just read some stuff on it.
Yeah.
Because it's so weird, dude. Like anything that you think is right can be perceived as wrong by someone else's perspective.
For sure.
So it's about just forming your own and like running with it, baby.
Running with it, baby.
I think on running with it, baby, we can
Call it a night.
call it a solid
Call it
night.
a morning, bro.
5 बज गए.
5 बज गए?
5 बज गए. Chalo, guys, we've had some very fat conversations with Dev.
PHAT.
Yeah, fat with a P.
Oh, I thought you were just pronouncing his surname, like you're spelling out his surname.
This has been Dev motherfucking Raiyani.
Gone.
Dev, it's been awesome to have you. Thank you so much for coming to the Podstarz.
Delhi में हुआ है.
This was a we kept it real. This was a
Dave
great
lives near
conversation.
Juhu Beach.
Near.
Wow.
But honestly, Dave, thanks for coming on. This was a fun fucking conversation. I think EMP
Long,
and
long,
Keshav
long
feel the same way. This is
conversation.
our longest podcast so far.
Good.
This is a new PR. Anyway, guys, that's been the Podstarz episode number 7. We have the biggest headphones. We have the biggest microphones, but we have the smallest
dicks.
penises.
Penises.
Peace out.
Bye.